Good evening, everyone. How are we doing?
Yes,
good morning,
hello.
Args.
G'day, good morning. How are you? Welcome along to Logging League Round 3 for Season 2. How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. How are you? Quiet week in Farm Sim this week. I don't think much has been going on, has it?
Oh, no. I think everyone's been looking forward to some more Logging League. That's been the focus and what everyone's been talking about.
The only point of discussion, right, over the last few days.
Yeah, that's right. I'm getting everyone freezing. You're freezing. Why?
You're freezing at my end
Cameras
too, which is
aren't
interesting.
keeping up with video, which is,
Interesting.
Not an issue we've had before. Fingers crossed that doesn't hang around.
Well, we're only little postage stamps in the corner, so as long as they can see the footage, we're good.
Hear us and keep their main focus on the matches, which we've got a bit of a lineup for tonight, don't we? Obviously, same as every night, but
we do indeed. 8 rounds, five solo rounds and 3 team rounds. So we're looking forward to it. Yeah, no. Let me see what we've got here. Trio teams tonight. We've got Astragon versus Power Team Esports up first. Then I think we're followed straight away by Pinnacle Loggers versus Astragon. Astragon are going to be busy tonight. They're playing in every team round, playing catch up for not being here last time.
That's right.
And then in terms of solos, we've got Coello versus Faban, and remember, Coello's leading at the moment, isn't he, Args, in the singles category?
That's right. One of our newer players joined this season, and he's just sort of showing the boys how to do it.
He is indeed. So he'll be playing Faban and Methy Boy, and then we've got Bob, Jimmy Sim, and stalwart of the series, Karino. And then Farming Alex, Samu, CH, and Bob, Jimmy Sim, Farming Alex, and Keg back in again. And then finally, just a 1v1 with Modern Logging versus Samu. So lots of stuff to look forward to, mate.
Yes, there certainly is. It's going to be a very busy little evening or morning, depending which part of the world you're in. But
yes, indeed. Right. I think, and we are going to waste no time here, I think, Args, are we? And we're going to jump straight in.
That's right. I think we just need to talk a little bit about the map. We're at Holmakra, of course. Part of the season of Logging League is we're trying out different maps each week and each round. And this time the teams have chosen Holmakra, which I think is going to be a little bit of a, do we say challenge?
Well, I think it is, isn't it? I mean, it's one of the few maps that hasn't been upgraded with the more up-to-date trees. So I think there might be some interesting physics going on some of it. But also, it's a very steep and hilly map, and the trees are super tightly packed together as well. So,
yeah, they're not going to have any shortage of trees to cut down, that's for sure. But the routes and some of the driving, there's no proper roads or anything. It's all forestry tracks. So that's going to be interesting. We have taken pity on them. Hamish has set up a wonderful couple of courses, but the sell point is up here on the top of the hill rather than having to go all the way down to the main sell point, which will make things just a little bit easier.
That's right. Right. So, all looking good. Got to say a big thank you, as always, to Hamish and Mark Haythornthwaite for all the effort in the background, getting everything organised, everything sorted with the teams and everything. So, I appreciate that, gentlemen. Thank you very much. That's and also, a big thank you to Thrustmaster and to GPORTAL for sponsoring the series.
That's right. Great to have them on board, and like you say, thank you to everyone who's done all the work in the background, because let's be fair, you and I turn up and cast it all and stream it and just hope that everything's going to be set up properly.
Like a couple of divas, we just rock up at the last minute.
That's it. Right, under starters orders here for the first match, Power Team Esports against Astragon. Haven't looked at the equipment yet, but we do have a bit of variance, and we've got the telehandler coming in again.
Yes.
Which is interesting. We saw that last time.
That worked well for Power Team Esports last time, didn't it? And in fact, Power Team Esports are undefeated so far this season. So this is going to be an interesting battle with the other FSL team, Astragon.
It certainly is. So we've got both teams heading off under starters orders there. We're getting up and running, and Methy running there in the Little Red Komatsu, Valo heading off in the Rotney Harvester to go and start cutting down some trees. So let's just go and see where they both head. Of course, as per last round and this season, we're limited to 10-minute time frame, anything over 10 minutes, and they will start to incur some pretty hefty penalties.
Yep.
Both loggers there getting a couple of trees cut down and started.
Now, the other two members of the team will be coming over the crest of the hill there. Here they are. They've come from the sell point, so they will arrive. Interesting new trailer setup here as well, Args, we've got tonight. Jeremy there with a dual axle again. Or the trailer and the rear dual wheels. What am I talking about? You know what I mean. He's not with the big trailer.
The truck and trailer unit. Truck and trailer unit. It is interesting to see what they're going to do this time around. He's actually sort of positioned the truck in a way to try and get it lined up with El Pepito, who's doing the loading there. That telehandler, I reckon.
Speed of that.
Winner. Yeah.
Look at that. That's a whole tree in that straight away. They've done their homework on this. It was quite impressive in the last round. Let's see if they can replicate that again this time round.
Both of them getting about 3 logs in to start off with. So Calamaris over there. It's pretty unfortunate timing there, Coello.
Luckily, I don't think anybody's at a disadvantage there. We'll all freeze for the same amount of time.
They will.
We might get Hamish to pause the timer for a few extra seconds. We'll factor that in. You guys watching at home will obviously have the timer in the top left-hand corner of the screen as well, so you can see how much time is left. Now, Strody says we're getting a bit of static when you're talking, Args. I think we might just have a little bit of a... Might be Video Ninja just not playing ball tonight.
Global internet. The joys of being on opposite sides of the planet.
Exactly, we are.
Being able to do something like this together.
Considerable. How many 1,000 miles apart are we? We're almost...
I don't know, but I can tell you how long it takes to travel there.
The ability to even talk remotely closely to real time is impressive.
Yeah.
Let alone watch computer games and stream.
Yeah. Looks like Major Melon's just hopped into the tree processor and Methy's hopped out. They seem to be having a few issues here with it. Something with the joints not moving. There he goes. Not sure whether it was something they were doing with the controls or whether he had a little lockdown or what's happened, but they've swapped back again. Methy's back into cutting.
Interesting. Are we right in saying we think there's a smaller head on that machine as well, so you can't cut as big a trees, although I don't think it's an issue here. When you look at the trees that we've got, they're not particularly big ones.
I think it was an issue that we've definitely talked about before. I think the Rotney was the one that has the actual biggest processing, but the guys were saying the manipulation in the arms just weren't as friendly as some of the others. Yeah.
Now, the Power Team Esports guys had a bit of a problem there too, Args. They had a badly spilled load, so Jeremy's looping back round, so he's ditched a log that was hanging off the side of the truck, and he's repositioning himself while El Pepito's picking up another load there. So that's quite a nice, clever thinking there.
Well, fortunately, actually, there's quite a good amount of space around this spot here to actually move the trucks around. And like you said earlier, there's plenty of trees to grab. They're not even sort of fight over where the trees are or anything like that.
That's right. That's right, yeah. Nice open space for loading, which isn't always the case.
Now, we're early in the morning on the server at the moment, so you can see Calamaris is actually running here with his lights fully blazing.
Tell you what, Args, this is close. Even with that little delay for the Astragon guys, they're not a million miles behind in terms of what they've got on the trailer. I do think, though, Power Team Esports have got a lot more on the ground, maybe.
I think that'll be the difference. However, Calamaris using the high lift there does have a bit of an advantage in how many you can pick up, but even just watching El Pepito there, 4 logs in the grab there on the front of the telehandler, it's a pretty impressive effort.
It really is, it really is. I think there's definitely been some practicing going on between rounds, because they were good with this last time, and they're equally as good this time round.
That's right. I think this is the kind of map that you actually need to be have a little bit of time on, because with those slightly different trees, it's probably worth practicing and getting familiar with. Calamaris has just had a problem getting logs into the trailer, and he's actually dropped them. He's got one stuck on the front of the wheel loader there on the high lift, which is going to disadvantage him just a little bit. You can't get that off there.
Right. Just rolled over the 5-minute warning from Hamish there, so 4.5 minutes left to go. El Pepito drops another 4 logs very neatly onto the trailer.
So I was surprised actually how quickly the trucks got here. They're going to be able to leave this almost to the very last minute to head on down to the south point. It's not too far away.
Which
is
is interesting.
reminding everyone, there's the penalties that you do get. It's at $1,000 every 5 seconds or something like that. I can't remember what we set it at now, but it's pretty brutal.
It is. It basically it says just don't go over because you'll make a mess of it. You know, even all the I think we saw at the end of the last round, didn't we? Where we had some very nicely laden trailers, but actually went over the time limit and lost a lot of that. Lost a lot of that bonus.
That's right. There's some very close rounds there, and didn't quite come through with what could be winning. But
here we go. Right, Power Team Esports still doing very well here. Take this opportunity with 3.5 minutes left on the clock. Say hello to everybody who's just joined as well.
Yep, nice to have you here. Welcome along. Just looking there at Power Team Esports trailer. That's well loaded, and he's done well to get that strapped down and see how far they can actually get with loading the front truck. Now, I reckon they might have a little bit more difficulty there trying to fit their logs in between the cab of the truck and that crane on the back. It's going to take a little bit more precision. As we get the 3-minute warning there from Farmer Hamish, I'm just looking at El Pepito coming to load these logs, and it's almost like they've actually cut them too long for this truck. In fact, they have. There's no way he'd get those on regularly. So
just going to go at an angle there.
Agricultural there, and have them sit up there on top of the headache rack.
Now, Args, do you think they're going to have a problem? Remember, we saw this a few times in the last round, tipping trailers. Trailers getting tipped over because the centre of gravity was too high, and on this map, that could become a bit of a challenge as well, couldn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. They're not very forgiving, depending on how cautious the operators are. So I think Jeremy's definitely going to have to take things a little bit easy there.
He is indeed.
All right. Creeping up on 2 minutes to go, so we will start to see some teams possibly heading off soon. The other thing that we saw last time was logs hanging off the edge, causing issues with catching trees or just making it a little bit difficult to drive, so let's just wait and see what happens there.
That's right. We are getting some static on Argsy's mic, guys. I'm not hearing it here through Discord, so what I might do after this round finishes is just reconnect with Argsy's audio and see if that fixes things. Sorry about that.
Right.
And there we go. Both trucks are away with 1:31 on the clock. So they've gone early, which is interesting. And there is the finish line if you just rise above the tree.
And Jeremy has rolled. Jeremy has tipped his truck
as
over.
we expected.
We said it was going to be a concern. Major Melon's having issues too. He's kind of got stuck and bouncing around. But there is quite a big slope that he's just driven down there. It's a bit hard to pick up. I think
they maybe missed that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Now, can El Pepito, is there enough? So this is maybe an issue with the telehandler, is that they don't have enough weight behind that to be able to lift that trailer up. This could be a real disaster for the guys because...
Oh, look at that. If he drives off, can he...
Oh, so close. So close. He's still keeping his foot planted. Come on, Jeremy. I think... Oh my goodness. What's happening with the rear trailer, though? Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Okay, they're down. El Pepito is stuck. Right, now can they get there before the finish? And if they do, it's only a few seconds they need to lose quite a lot of the value of their product. So let's see how they get on. 15 seconds left. Jeremy driving cautiously here.
Not far to go, I can just see up in the distance there.
Is he going to take the chance and cut the road, or is he going to just play it safe and stay on the track? Okay, he's over time now.
Time is up.
He is over time.
He is taking it cautiously around that left-hander, and he's going to get...
Oh, he's gone again!
He's gone over again!
This was going to be an issue. So, I think they were nailed on to win this. They had way more logs in their trailer than Astragon did, but this has been a little bit of a disaster here.
Oh, Pepito's doing a great job trying to flick that truck up, but yeah, definitely it was always going to be a risk I wonder if it's having those logs loaded on the front as well, being it top heavy on the truck as well as on the trailer.
Possibly.
A lot of weight sitting up there above the cab.
That rear trailer is incredibly high, though, isn't it?
It is. All right. Let's just have a look as they get across there. 53 seconds. Around 53 seconds. So, wow. Let's wait and see how much money they're going to make from selling those and what ends up happening there. Because they were odds on to win this one, I think, looking at how well loaded they were.
They were indeed. They were indeed. Right, I'm going to try and see if I can sort your mic, Args, while
Sure.
we're in between rounds. So bear with me, folks, just for a second.
There is going to be more than one truck tipped over today.
Just going to see again. Let me know if it's fixed, folks. And
seems fixed.
The sound seems to be fixed. Okay. Let's see. We'll wait for the feedback. That's good. I'm getting a few hearts in the chat. We're getting some hearts in the chat, so there we go. I just reconnected you, and it's all good. Glad to hear it, folks. Glad to hear it. So,
well, it was a pretty eventful opening match, FSG.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, it seemed to be running all to plan until the very last minute, and then it all went a little bit pear-shaped, which...
and then it wasn't. I was just saying to my side, while you were fixing the mic there, FSG, always a good idea to have both streams up and running and mute one.
Yes,
and then you get perspective from both sides, so you can sort of see all the action that's going on at the same time.
That's right.
Right, so these guys get things sold, and we'll get a message from Hamish telling us the results.
Yes, indeed. Hamish is just saying in admin chat here, Args, we need to dump out after round 1 as 2 players can't get online due to Game Pass and logging League Wardrobe Plus, so we'll just have to drop from the server, I think, ever so quickly.
No worries.
So we're just waiting for everything to be sold here. Delia Parkinson, afternoon from Tornado Alley. Hello, I was watching some of the tornadoes in Nebraska today. Holy moly, some serious ones.
Yeah, pretty nuts. Everyone is okay and staying safe over in those parts of the world.
Yep. Right.
Alright, this is the second truck sold, so we'll just wait and get final summary from Hamish into the chat, and we'll be able to share that with you.
So there you go. It just shows you that the race isn't over the moment you've loaded up your trailer. There's definitely a lot still riding on how well or how well, and again down to how well you loaded your trailer. If it's going to topple on the road.
That's right. Right.
So teams just dropping out now. Just to remind you, second round is going to be the Pinnacle Loggers against Astragon again. Although I think we are all going to have to drop from the server just to sort our little technical issue out.
Yep, I'll just jump out now. Get logged back in. Wait for Hamish. We can go back in. We'll just have to deactivate a couple of mods on the server before we can do that.
There we go. So results are in, Args. While we're waiting for that to happen, want to do the honors?
They are. Yeah, sure. So it's ended up. I'm just trying to look and decipher everything there. So Power Team Esports went across with that 53-second penalty. They sold $36,762 worth of logs with their penalty. They lost $5,300. Ended up with $31,500 total. Astragon only had $23,500 worth of logs, so didn't quite have enough to offset the penalty from Power Team Esports. So they stay undefeated. Power Team Esports, they're our leaders for the team championship.
Did not see that coming. I was pretty convinced with that amount of time on the clock, they might have missed out there, but just that vast amount of superiority and log load has kept them on the straight and narrow, which is great to see. And again, just vindication, right? That they're
superiority of log load.
Yeah, they. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, mind out of the gutter, man. But yes, just goes to show that telehandler tactic is a good one.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would never have picked them to have 50% more logs or even more than that to have that difference. I wonder if there's a difference in tree values. FSG's had enough of my comments and he's leaving.
Letting the dog out. Yes, no, that's a good point. Actually, is there much of a change in the tree prices depending on what you cut down? Because I think the guys worked it out based on the Platinum expansion trees. Everybody knew what everything was worth, and they'd all done their homework. And we've kind of thrown a bit of a curveball in here, haven't we? By giving them a map that doesn't have those trees on. So
yeah, that's right.
Another little anomaly. So
yeah.
Like to keep them on their toes, don't we?
We do. I mean, well, like we said at the start, they chose the map.
They picked the map.
Yeah.
So it's all their fault.
Just so everyone knows. Everyone knows how the maps were chosen. We put a poll up in the Logging League Discord and gave them 10 options to vote on, and they could vote on as many as they liked. And Holmakra was clearly a winner there for picking which one to play on. So
that's right. Yeah. So
they chose it.
Yeah, so if it all goes horribly wrong, they can only blame themselves.
100%. Right, we'll just wait and see.
Hamish is typing in the chat, so I think we might be back on any second now.
A couple of people sitting in Logging League number 1, so we.
Well, that's a good sign. I'm going for it. Oh, we've got to fill. Args.
Gosh.
Sharp Farmer's downloading a couple of mods, so we're going to have to fill time whilst we wait. So what can we talk about? Like I said, it's been a quiet week in Farm Sim, Args, so there's not really much to discuss. I can't believe you can say
that. Can you say that with a straight face?
It's own goal is probably a good phrase to use to describe what happened yesterday, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I know you and I had a lot of chats about it, and we were both pretty disappointed with what was presented.
Yeah.
I got to take there was a comment actually put in your Discord when we were discussing it, and you do have to look at it from the other side, and there's a group of people, someone spent a lot of time putting those mods together, preparing things, and coming up with, something that's a little bit new. There's some new features in there. There's a little bit of bringing something different to the game, and putting themselves out there on the block and trying to present something there that Giant Surf Publishing is a third-party mod. So, you've got to take your hats off to them, recognise that, for all the criticism that is there in the background, that there is someone sitting behind a computer screen probably looking at that going, damn.
I've got to say,
pretty crap about themselves. So
I feel for DMI. DMI make good mods, right? They've made good mods for a long time. It feels like there was, I don't know, pressure of a deadline, or there's something else at play that meant that got to where it got to.
That's right.
And sent out to us ahead of time in the state it was in. There's another argument that there's some stuff in there that kind of just doesn't make sense. Like, why are we paying for sheds now? Yeah. When, Legacy put out a great set of new sheds on the same day for free. So you've got to question the validity of why you would have chosen that as a DLC. You know, compared to Pumps and Hoses, which is the other third-party one, which brought something kind of completely new to the game. All right, had its issues as well, but you know, they were really pushing the boundaries of what the game was capable of. So yeah, I don't know. It just leaves a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. My concern is it doesn't fill you with confidence with what's going to come in the next game, right? I worry for where Giant's heads are at. You know, if they're saying that that's an acceptable DLC, it almost feels like we're taking a step backwards from other DLCs. Or was it just the fact that we don't have any news about the new game and they needed to fill a gap? So this was the idea that they came up with, and it just kind of hasn't really worked.
I think that's my biggest letdown, I suppose, is that this is the only DLC we've seen this year, and the only announcement that we've had on anything. And you know, we've served up something that is lacking in both quality of testing. So you know, put testing in there as an issue. You and I both spent about an hour playing with it, going, well, how does this work, and what's this doing, and why does that do that? You know, you would have thought anyone should be able to pick that up, whether it's the modder's own testing or Giant's testing in-house. I mean, you'd expect them to have done all of that. So I think that's probably the biggest letdown, and just the silence, just the radio silence on anything regarding new content for the game for this year, any DLC, or even a new game, if there is going to be a new game. I mean, there's so much speculation going out there, and there's so much flying around. You almost feel like I don't know. You and I've both commented on it about how, from a content creator point of view, that views are down. There seems to be just generally less interest in the game from the community as a whole. Yeah, but I think people are getting bored. And I know we get mods all the time, right? But we've talked about it. This is the hardest, since I started the channel, the hardest I've found to stay motivated, because it's the lack of knowing what's coming, right? Yep.
Which makes it more challenging.
Yeah.
So I think we're just kind of in limbo a bit, which doesn't make you kind of fill you with confidence.
No. But that's all right. We'll just have to wait and see, and sit tight, and you know, don't be afraid to go and play something different or do something different. Or
that's right.
Yeah.
That's
end
right.
End of the day, people have to remember it's a game. It is still a game, and you know, you might get bickering and argument and dissatisfaction with something, but that's a video game. I mean, there's worse things in the world going on.
Absolutely, yeah. And you know what it is? I know we all get frustrated and passionate about it because we love the game. You know, we're all still playing it 3 months on, but 3 years on, even from when it was released.
Yeah.
But like you say, at the end of the day, it is a game. And, you know, if you're getting frustrated about a computer game, it's probably time to stop anyway and go outside and go and do something else for a bit.
What do they say? What do the kids say? Go touch some grass.
Yeah.
Go get a job driving a tractor. I know there's plenty of agricultural roles out there. If you really want to drive a tractor, go get a job doing it.
Yep.
Which I know a lot of you do. So, right. Looks like everyone's logging back in. We are over here. We've got a match coming up. Pinnacle Loggers versus Astragon. Of course, as you said at the start, Astragon are playing in 3 matches today. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge for them. It's going to be interesting to see how things work out. But there we go. This is what we are going to be doing. So we're just waiting. Not sure if Sharp Farmer has logged in yet. I'll just have a look on the login lists. Can't see him sitting in there, so we are just waiting for him to get things done.
Let's just jump to I'm just going to have a look here. We've actually got a marked off area on this one, Args, which I've not seen before.
Yeah, I like that. Make sure you change your screen.
Yeah, we've got a F1 style barrier.
I got to give credit to Hamish for these. He thinks things through, and you know, he could have easily just put down a standard set of white bales, but he's gone the whole red and white, which is pretty cool.
Well, that's interesting that he's done that. So it does limit the guys to both have to turn left when they start. Now there is a road there, so again, 2 different choices of trees here. So what do? Go for the slightly smaller ones here? Probably not. think they're both going to be playing in this space just off to the left of where the vehicles are.
Yeah, and I feel like these trees are actually a bit more spread out, but they've also got some small ones in there they're going to have to navigate around, which could cause a few issues with trying to pick up logs and just get trucks and loaders and everything in there to maneuver around.
That's right. I've got Yorkshire Dano in my chat asking when your next Oaks video is going to be out, Args. It's obviously itching to watch it.
I actually recorded it last night, to be honest. Sat in chat. Actually, I sat down for planning to spend an hour doing something and spent 2 hours doing it. But it was good fun. Mark Cathlenthwaite was in chat when we were just sort of chilling the fat about things. And
nice.
Yeah. It's coming. I feel like you do, though, for that comment about kind of losing not so much the passion and interest, but just being a little bit blah about things at the moment.
Yeah. Dear, we lost Jimmy Sim.
He's trying to join.
So we're just a couple of minutes away. Thank you for sticking with us on this slight delay. Game update and Xbox Game Pass playing havoc with things. Well, yesterday we had a proper panic, didn't we, Args? Because they'd patched the game, but they hadn't patched the servers yet. So we were running two different versions of the game, and Logging League was not going to go ahead. But good old GPORTAL came good, made sure everything was updated in time. Everything
caught up in sync. Actually, it is good that Giants are doing, when they're doing game updates to go with DLC, they're pushing the update out a few days earlier. Used to be, I remember the days when the DLC had come out and you'd have a game update at the same time.
That's right.
And the servers would be clogged. And
yes, and we Giants servers definitely ready for a little bit of a birthday in terms of a speed or a hardware update, I think. Good evening, Yoss. How are you doing? It is the forestry sim guy.
Can't remember what he called you on Wednesday night during my stream, but it wasn't very complimentary.
It very rarely is when it comes to Yoss.
Yeah, that's right. I always enjoy seeing the Pinnacle loggers because they go and run the Horse Iron Man outfits.
Yeah,
as their team uniform.
And right on cue, Sharp has joined us.
It's got everything downloaded and ready to go. Now we just need Gaming with James or Jimmy Sims to get back in here, and we'll be off and ready to go here with match number 2.
Astragan guys waiting patiently. Kegs doing his warm-up exercises on the bales.
One thing, just keep talking about things. One thing I've noticed this season, or this year, probably, or last couple of years with Farming Simulator, is kind of an increase in people exploring multiplayer out. And getting on multiplayer servers, I think.
Yeah.
We say the same with your community. Sort of multiplayer servers have been more popular than I've ever seen them. Which, if you haven't tried multiplayer out, it's well worth giving it a go. It sort of changes the dynamic, changes the way you play the game.
It does.
There's plenty of people who have never experienced it, never even tried it out. So I suggest, if you're looking at a way to find a fresh way to play the game, jump on a multiplayer server, join in. Everyone in the community who plays on those is really welcoming. We'll give you a hand, help you out if it's your first time, so don't be afraid to ask for assistance. Just be polite. But yeah, plenty of people around would be more than happy to help you. Anyone who plays on a multiplayer server knows that they're better when there's lots of players on them, so they're always trying to encourage more people to join.
That's right. Yeah, you get a little community going, it can be really good fun.
Yeah. Yoss is just saying in my chat, today's a national holiday, and everyone's dressed up in orange, so he said Mrs. Argsy would be her favourite.
Oh, she's in her element.
Yeah, she would be. It's I'm impressed, Yoss, that you remember Mrs. Argsy's passion for orange.
Right. Just waiting to see what's happening here. Wait for a little bit of confirmation on a few things.
I mean, I'm just going to throw this suggestion out here. If Pinnacle loggers can't get a team of 3, maybe you could sub in for them.
I would happily roll a truck for them, yes.
Not quite what I was thinking. Okay.
Right, we'll just try something with Argsy's mic again and see what happens. There we go. Right, we're close now, folks. We are close to getting started, so... Appreciate your patience. Where's Sharp gone, actually?
I don't know. He logged in. I can see him. I can see him in the farm. I guess we're waiting for James to get back in here if he's having issues too.
That's true, yeah.
I can almost feel Hamish's head popping.
Hamish,
and I'm 10,000 kilometers away.
yeah, he doesn't like it when things don't go to plan.
And when it's outside his control.
Exactly. Exactly. Argsy, you're crackling again. I don't know. I wish I knew what it was, folks. I wish I knew. I'm not hearing it through my headphones. Actually, it's pretty crystal clear through my headphones. So
that's strange, isn't it?
It is odd that it's then transferring through to you lot. Let me try another something. See if I can fix something.
So once we've finished here with this match, we will be moving on to our first solo match, which is going to be Coello versus Faban versus Methy Boy. So again, a little bit of a change in pace. The team matches where you've sort of got someone who's focused on cutting down trees, someone focused on loading, and someone focused on driving. The solo matches is everyone having to do everything for themselves. So it will change how things work.
It will. It will indeed. Right. How's Argsy's audio, folks? Let me know if it's still crackling. And I'll try and scratch my head as to why it's doing that.
A scratchy Argsy. It's a throwback to...
The crackling isn't on your stream, Args. What is going on then?
Yeah, no, it's something somewhere between something and something else.
Interesting.
It's weird that it's coming and going.
It is, isn't it? Why? Right, logically, I can't hear it. Your stream can't hear it, but when it's going through to server, other people can hear it. So, what on earth could it be?
Put an output filter on OBS for my voice through Discord.
Yeah, I just checked that actually.
His AI voice technology is trying to improve me. Trying to make me a, don't know.
You're at 192 bit rate. Should be pretty high quality. Loose cable. Jimmy is on the way. Okay, good stuff.
Got a bit of a Volvo ad going on here at the moment.
Why is this not working?
We've had it once before too, but it kind of went away. But this time it seems to have come back.
I'm going to remove Discord from the chat, and then I'm going to add it back in. See what happens.
It's the kangaroos. Bob, I'm a Kiwi, not Australian. There's no kangaroos around me. I can plug it back in. So the way to fix it, if it's okay on my stream, is come and watch my stream, mute ETGs, and have them set that way.
Yeah, that might be the solution to go for. Right.
And no need to apologise, kids. These things happen when you're playing a online multiplayer game and you're relying on internet connections for numerous people and you're not using a dedicated game client quite like FSL or anything like that. But it's... Hey Dano, thanks for jumping over, mate. Thank you for that team membership.
Now it's all going horribly wrong. I've got 2 horrible... Right, there we go. Let's remove that. Okay. Very loud crackling. And I had three audio streams from your Discord in. So now we've got a fresh audio stream of Args. So hopefully, holy bad echo. Right.
Argsy.
Sing something, Args.
Do you really want me to sing something?
Oh, just say something. Right, crackling still there or gone? No, the giant server must still be down or not working because my wife and I cannot join crossplay between Xbox and PC since Friday. I think, Casey, you're right. I think it's the update for the update for what's it called?
DLC. Farm Productions.
Yeah, but the game update hasn't been on Xbox Live, has it? Yeah.
Xbox.
It's a bit slow.
All right. Jimmy's connected. Sharp Farmer's saying yay.
There we go. An hour in, and we're 1 game of 8 down.
All right. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players.
Let's go. Start orders.
Let's get into it. Jimmy's so keen he's already jumped into the tree harvester. Right.
Starters orders. Mark's calling it. Yeah. Ready.
I think they're ready.
Set.
Go.
And we're off.
Right. We are off. Thank you everyone for hanging around and waiting for this one.
Yes, appreciate that.
Live up to the expectation.
The Bauer is away. Keg has not started moving yet. He's moving now. So interestingly...
A little bit of a...
Go on, Args.
I was just going to say a little bit of a difference to this match versus the last with the Pinnacle loggers both using the excavators. So a little bit slower to get in and get going. But whereas last match we saw both teams get off to a very similar start.
They did indeed. And there's Bauer with the first tree down. And they've taken this little open bit of space in front of the area and owned that. Now, where are the trucks going to come from? They're probably going to come down this road here. In fact, here they are, straight away. We're not messing around with the trucks tonight, so you're right, Args. What is that now on the timer? That is, we're looking at something like, if I can check my numbers here.
10? 850. It's gone 850, so...
Yeah, so... just over a minute to get from the sell point to the proving grounds. So, yeah, they'll be bearing that in mind when they head back. A lot tighter this one, Args. Look at Jimmy, Keg and Sharp on the road there. Not much space to turn around here at all.
Yeah, no, I was going to say exactly the same thing. And they've gone for the truck and trailer units, similarly to what Power Team Esports had in the last match. So, interesting to see how that all works. Although the trailer's an interesting trailer because it's not articulated, so it makes it much easier. Oh no, Sharp's managed to jackknife, and that just about tipped on its own. That's a
how did that happen?
Worrying concern. I don't know.
Clip the tree behind it. Has he reversed into the tree? Is this a physics thing with this map?
I think it could have been a physics thing with the truck. He kind of turned a little bit too tight and almost jackknifed the trailer, I think.
Yeah, right. Well, he's got away with it.
Smart move manoeuvring now and getting turned around while there's sort of not the pressure on. You know, they only had one tree cut down. Jimmy should be able to get the truck loaded and keep up with kegs without any issues.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it'll slow them down in the long haul. At the same time, Calamaris down here is having a little bit of a nightmare with the logs. He's dropped them once already, and now he's getting them into the trailer. But it's not been an easy trip in, and half it's hanging out of one side. Oh no, it's not. He's managed to fix it.
Yeah, well, Jimmy's just had an issue and dropped the log here, twisting around, and Sharp was backing up, and they caught the logs on the trailer. And I think it's a little bit difficult, but he's tidying it up.
There's a lot of trees on the floor. Bauer's been working fast here to get these trees on the ground. And with the high lift as well, yes. That's a lot of logs that Calamaris can pick up at once, so they're doing well at the moment.
Yep. I'm just staying over here with the Pinnacles at the moment. Jimmy's having a few issues trying to get some logs picked up. So they're going a little bit slow for him. I thought he might have kept up with kegs. One thing we haven't seen, and we did see it last round, was trying to cut the trees directly onto the trailer. So
yes.
I haven't seen anyone take that option on you.
Coello is the king of that, isn't he? So maybe we'll see it in the next round of solos. Calamaris with another 4 here. 6 minutes to go, that's right, Args. So, quite a lot of logging time to go, and I've got to say, Astragan team here have got a nice substantial amount on the trailer already.
They've cleared out a decent chunk, haven't they? Having to negotiate around those little trees, though, don't seem to be causing them too many issues.
Maybe the benefit of one. Maybe the benefit of one round under their belts already has helped them warm up.
You've ironed out the rust.
Interestingly, just 3 logs on from Jimmy here. Although tons on the floor. Keg has been farming, and they're in nice neat piles as well, so they shouldn't be too difficult to load up.
No, Jimmy does just seem to be having a few struggles. It's not something we've seen from him before. Obviously, it's been one of their strong points, and the reason they are last year's champions.
That's right. Yep. The angles seem to be all wrong. It's just an awkward position here. Look, there's logs on the road, so Sharp can't comfortably reverse in.
Yeah, just right decision there. Just shove a couple of logs out of the way, just for the sake of getting them on the back of the truck.
Yep.
Right, Jimmy and King
swap here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy maybe a little bit more comfortable cutting logs than loading. Keg straight away into it. No messing. Just flipping back around here.
Oh. I've got a bit of catching up to do though, because
I've got a good loader here.
I have. So we're coming up on 4 minutes to go, so they won't be too far away from thinking about running off, because particularly considering how loaded they have that truck. I just wonder whether they might sort of take the safe option and give themselves a couple of minutes to get up to the sell point. Particularly if they're keeping an eye on their neighbours and sort of see that they do have a substantial advantage at the moment.
Yep. Got a rogue log on the side of the Astragan trailer here. And maybe they'll resolve that in a little minute. There's the Sharp Farmer there asking for a chainsaw, actually.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, whether it might be, I can see the logs they have loaded on the trailer are sticking quite a way forward, whether he's worried that's going to be an issue once he straps them down.
Oh yes, actually, there's one is going to stop him from turning, actually. Might just have to take their chances with that one. Rowan Staghorn, I take offence to that. Oh, Hamish is just letting us know in the chat there is the pound-minute warning.
Pound warning. Which is the 3-minute warning. Alright, I don't know how many more logs Astro could get on that truck
know,
without having a few issues. I think they might be not too far away from considering leaving.
Yep, I mean 2:30 on the clock, and we know it's an hour and 10, a minute and 10 to get to the line. So they could. That log is still stuck on the side, though. I think Major Malone's trying to just shift that, and there he goes. Sharp's made the call to go. So, bearing that in mind, if I was Astrogan here, I would just be out of there, knowing fine well they've got way more logs on. They would just
huge advantage.
They might as well just get out of there. But they're going for another. They're going for another load. No, I think Major Malone's just made an executive decision there.
He slammed the door shut on Calamaris, and he's like, "Nope, we're out of here. No point pushing it."
140 left on the clock as well. They're should make it in plenty of time. The only thing that's going to stop now is if they tip it by not driving carefully enough.
One thing that was a little bit of an unknown, of course, is the steepness of these roads and how powerful their trucks are and how much speed they might lose going up the hills. But Major Melon's done that without any dramas.
Yep, looks like not to have any issues. I'm sure it did a series once where there was a helicopter down the hillside here.
Is this where it was? Was this the crash site? Right, one of the courses we're going to go and use for one of the subsequent matches is where I built my yard here on Holmakra.
That's right, that's going back a bit, isn't it? Yeah. 1 minute to go, but Major Melon is just about to cross the finish line here. So both of them comfortably in the time. In fact, look, he's waiting. What's going on here?
I don't know.
What is going on here? Bowers decided no.
He's going for drama.
25. Are they going to roll over the line with 1 second to spare?
No point using up the time, is there?
Interesting tactic, because it makes no odds whether or not they drive over with 40 seconds left or 1 second left. But they're in within the time. Both teams in within the time. I think this is going to be a bit of a foregone conclusion, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think we've got a little bit of a no-brainer here.
Yeah,
you can see the difference.
Yeah, and this will be Astrogan's first win of the season, actually. So they'll be pleased with that. Finally break their duck.
That bogey off their back.
Not sure what Kegs is doing in the other truck, but
and just making sure it's far enough out of the way that they don't sell the logs off.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right, let them get things sold. We'll get a little bit of a summary there, but yeah, like you say, I think it is a pretty foregone conclusion where we're going to see this match end up.
Yep. Just a few issues at the start there for Keg and Sharp and Bob. I don't think they got their kind of working area right.
Right, there we go, everything's sold, so we'll get Hamish to put those results into the chat for us. It's funny, isn't it? You can kind of, as much as it's a game, you get prepared for something, and then you get a 10-minute delay and having to wait because someone's having connection issues or something. It can just throw off your mojo a little bit.
It can indeed.
Sounds a bit funny, but they might have made some changes.
Yeah, it's the same with anything, isn't it? Really, it's if you're properly prepped and organised, and a little curveball comes in from left field, it can really throw you off, can't it?
Yeah, it can.
Right, here we go. Results coming in, but yes, I think this is like you said, a foregone conclusion. There we go. Little information. James's controls got messed up, so he had to use his controller, and he couldn't figure it out. So a real technical issue there for the guys, which threw them off. Right. Unlucky. I'm sure you'll be back as Season 1 champions. You're made of tough stuff, so I'm sure you will be back. You'll bounce back from that one.
So Astragon ended up with $24,000 worth of logs on their truck, no penalties. Pinnacle loggers, they still got $6,000, so for all of that, they still got some logs loaded up. But
They did well.
obviously Astragon clearly coming away with the win from that
well.
one there. So
right, time
however,
to switch it up. Go on,
yeah,
Alex.
I was just going to flip that on. I was just going to flip it on their head. Astragon still would have lost by a considerable amount to Power Team Esports in the last match. Pretty much the same logs across 2 matches. So it'd be interesting trying to figure out where that difference is coming.
Yes, it will. Yeah,
because that's a big difference.
That is a big difference. So it is interesting, isn't it? Yeah, that high lift maybe not as efficient as loading logs as the little telehandler.
Yeah.
Because there was certainly a lot of logs on the ground. Bauer had cut a lot of trees down there, so it wasn't the issue that they were waiting for additional logs to arrive. It was very much speed of loading. And I would have sworn that the high lift was probably the best tool to use, but I have to rethink my my view on that.
I wonder if it's the just the space on this map just doesn't make it as flexible as it could be.
That's right. Right, I think we're here and ready to go. Almost, Args. There's Bias just coming in. And just to jump to the solos, it is Bob versus Jimmy Sim versus... No, it isn't. Beg your pardon. It's Coello versus Faban versus Methy Boy. Our first round solos. Just wait. We've got Coello in here. Coello's still going with the Hannibal as well, Args, so...
That's right.
Tried and tested method from him.
Alright, so this is familiar territory for me. This was home in FS19.
Bit of nostalgia for you, Args.
Bit of a throwback. I don't think there was quite as many trees when I did it because I felt like I cut them down reasonably quickly.
I think you were on Holmakra when we first met, Args. There you go. That's how long ago it is.
There we go. Goodness. Has been some time. I got Grizzin here saying with the right tractor and fork he can pick up a whole tree. I think that's the thing, having the right tractor and the right fork for it.
Yeah,
and the right open space. I don't think you'd be wanting to pick up a whole tree here in this map. In one go, you'd struggle to get it moved around and loaded. Hey Tam, how you doing, mate? I'm doing good, thank you.
Welcome in Dazza as well in my chat. An hour late, but made it. Well, to be honest, Dazza, you picked the right hour to be late with because we had a few technical issues and a few delays, so we're only just starting round 3.
Listen to us rant.
Yes.
To listen to us rant.
So, Coello, Faban, Methy Boy, all ready to go. I think we're just waiting under starters' orders, and we can get stuck in.
Yep. Official adjudicator Mark standing there to make sure no one jumps off their bail too soon.
Technical issues with the game update, Dazza. Nothing drastic, but yeah, just slowed things down a bit. Right, here we go. Ready, set. They are off. There are 3 different bits of kit here. Look at this. The slow pace of the Hannibal hasn't seemed to affect Coello in the last few rounds, has it, Args?
No, it hasn't. He's certainly mastered that.
Currently leading the solos competition this year. And a new player who wasn't here last year, so yeah, he's got himself all lined up and he'll go and get his trailer straight away. And his tactic,
you know why he's doing that.
Yep. His tactic here is to basically drop his trees straight into his trailer. Now he's going to have to be careful not to block the road as well, Args, for the other teams. But he's definitely thinking about how to do that without putting anybody at a disadvantage, which is good of him.
Yeah, no, he's done a good job if that's where he's going to leave his truck. There we go. No, happy with that.
Well done,
right,
well done.
Faban's got a tree cut down. Methy Boy's got a tree cut down. So he has he has started a little bit slower than the others by doing that extra movement, but let's just see how he goes with catching up pretty quickly, I imagine.
Yes.
Neat piles of logs over here already from Methy boy. It's a very professional looking stack already there. Same for Faban.
Oh, it does have him at a slight angle here. It's not ideal, this Args, but he's making it work. Hopefully now he's got that first one out of the way, he'll be able to line things up a little bit better.
You can use the front of the Hannibal there to try and slide those back in.
I was going to say he's going to the effort of making sure it's all lined up before he moves on to his next tree as well, which is... He's obviously feeling very comfortable with the amount of time he's got if he's doing that, but...
Yeah.
Like you said, he's gone from last to first in terms of the amount of logs he's got on his trailer already, so...
Hmm.
Oh yeah, Mike's gone again, Args. What is that? What is doing that? That must be a connection.
Bizarre,
thing.
isn't it? Something somewhere. Too many PCs doing too many things.
Yeah, I think so. Anybody who's struggling to listen to Args might be better to listen to me on Argsy's stream and mute my stream. Scratch my head and work out what's going on with that.
Seems to be a sort of timed thing, happens every 10 or 15 minutes. It's solar
flares.
Let's try this. I'll quickly drop out of chat and see if that fixes it.
Karino's coined the phrase Holmakra. Yes, it's not that easy, this map. You're all kind of regretting picking it. It looked like it was fun on the vote, but now you're kind of like, meh.
Right, has that changed my voice? I just left and I re-entered the Discord chat.
Let's see.
Watching Methy boy here, he's sort of struggling to get this trail in. This tree's actually too big for his processor.
It is, but look at those piles of logs, Args. They are the neatest I think I've seen.
They're pretty tidy.
To be fair, Fabans are not bad as well. If you can group those up nicely, he shouldn't have too much of an issue. Ah, interesting. You sound much better now, Args.
Okay. Oh well. It's a strange one that me leaving Discord would make it...
Very odd, isn't it? Just maybe refresh the connection or something. But again, I can hear you fine, so I don't understand how... It must be something from my... somewhere between me streaming it out and it hitting YouTube.
Hmm. Interesting.
Coello's?
Just watching Coello just manoeuvre that Hannibal, that log up and over one of the smaller trees that's in the way. It's got this one lined up really well.
It's not ideal though, it's not perfect. He would love to have been right behind the trailer, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
But he's making this work pretty well, to be fair.
No, he's definitely got an advantage. I mean, logs on the truck is an advantage over anyone because you don't know how long it's going to take to load. Just looking across though, what if we got a couple of high lifts?
Yeah, both guys with high lifts, so they'll be able to load relatively quickly when they start.
Hmm.
Potato Wi-Fi. I have a 1 gig connection, Hanson. Potato internet. How very dare you?
Olaf coming in and saying, "Hello, you beavers." Yes, it does seem like there's a whole lot of beavers around there as you watch the trees fall out of the sky.
Coello's nailed this again. He's gonna keep pulling away slightly here. If he keeps landing those trees as he is, he's gonna put himself in a great position.
At the end of the day, you can only fit so many trees on though, can't you? So let's wait and see where they settle. But Faban has moved his truck. He's parked up and off to go and grab his loading device, which I think he may actually be in the Volvo excavator. Does look like he has jumped into that. Yes,
interestingly, Coello's throwing the tips into the trailer as well. He's not worrying about throwing those away. So, I mean, it doesn't have an impact. It doesn't have a negative impact, does it? As much as it would have done with the containers last season. But
correct. Yeah, I noticed that as well, and I was watching. I think Karino was sort of throwing those tips away previously, but if you're in a position to throw it straight on the truck, you might as well do it.
That's right.
Methy boy off to go and grab his truck as well. We're coming down to just over 3.5 minutes to go here, so...
Coello's got time here. Now the other trucks have moved to just slightly readjust his truck position. He's absolutely nailed that. He's got it wrapped around a smaller tree here, so he's just going to have to make do with what he's got. That's the challenge for Coello. He's actually run out of big trees close to in the vicinity to him, so...
Right. Now I'm going to watch Methy boy because his piles of logs are so neat and tidy, and he has that high lift. He could really race up the order here and what he's got loaded. Just having to maneuver around the stumps though, which makes things a little bit harder. And that's one of the downsides to all of these densely packed trees here in Holmakra, is you've got to work around all the stumps. But look at that! Look at that grab. He's got what, 2-3 trees in one go.
Watching Coello's had a bit of a nightmare with that tree as well, and he's dropped 2 of those 3 logs out with the trailer. He's not particularly happy about that. What a load from Methy though. This could bring him right back into it.
His logs are a little bit shorter too, so whether he's got them at an optimum length to earn a little bit more income off them, but let's just see, can he get all of those in? That's a huge load. That's a great start. Beautifully
done. He dropped it right low down into the trailer. Did you see that? So
yeah.
He knew when he opened the jaws that it wasn't going to pop out the sides.
2 minutes 20 left, or just coming up on 2 minutes. So of course we've got a minute or so for them to get to the sell point, and that load hasn't picked up into the grapple quite as nicely as the previous one, but you should be able to get that in the back of the truck without too many issues.
So Methy's going to struggle to get all of his logs into the trailer. And we've had this conversation before, haven't we, Args? There's no point in cutting loads of logs down if you're going to leave them on the ground because you run out of time to get them on the trailer.
He's trying to figure out the best way to try and position these. He's done a great... Oh, no, not quite. I thought he'd done a great job in getting them put in there. Is he going to use the front of the grapple? No, he's good enough. I wonder if they will strap down and you drag those. Yeah.
I'd just drag them down the road.
As long as it doesn't cause them any issues with turning or tipping or...
Oh, Faban's had a nightmare here. Look at that. He's managed to drop them diagonally across, and he's having to sort those out now.
Right. Just over a minute to go, so I think we're going to have to start seeing some trucks on the road, or we're going to have some rather big penalties.
Penalties indeed.
Getting picked up here.
But interestingly, Coello's going for another tree. So I think he's obviously confident that he's got a lot of wood in there, so he can afford to take a little bit of a penalty for that extra tree. But equally, why would you? Interesting choice.
Methy boy's gone down the hill. Where's Methy boy going? He's gone in completely the wrong direction.
Faban headed off. I'll follow Faban then, and then you can work out what's happened to Methy.
I think he's figured it out. He's gone halfway down the hill, and now he's backing up and turning around. I think he was sort of in base Holmakra sell point mode, thinking where he was going.
Okay.
He also didn't get those logs strapped on the back either, so he's driven off without those. And he's now turning around, heading back up the hill. We're down to 3 seconds left. Time will be up, and we will be starting to incur some penalties for everyone.
Faban is on the road here. He was very cautious around the corner. This is probably the longest distance we've got to the sell point, actually, Args, from that that point on the map. But Faban is just very cautiously around the corner here. He's going to cross the line ahead of everybody else.
Well, Coello and Methy boy are trailer to trailer, truck to truck. They are right on each other.
Really?
So I don't think, I think Faban could pull this one out of the mire here with leaving early and not incurring too many penalties, because these guys are going to rack up really quickly. We're already 40 seconds over.
Yeah. Remember, if it goes over 2 minutes, it is a DNF. So at this rate, Faban could be the only one that finishes. We shall see. As we roll over with a minute to go.
The other thing with these narrow roads is there's actually no opportunity. I think Methy boy could probably go a little bit faster.
So Faban is over, Args, and finished. We've got a little bit of a lag as the logs catch up, but there they go.
I genuinely think these guys are going to struggle. Minute 20.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody appearing through the trees yet, Args.
Right.
So good call from Faban. I can see. Okay, who's up front? I can see the blue truck first.
So Coello's just in front of Methy Boy. They are pretty much
25 seconds left. 20 seconds left. Oh my goodness, this is going to be close. 15 seconds left. We are down to 10 seconds left as Coello crosses the line. Oh, he's just snuck in, and Methy Boy with 1 second left. Oh my goodness. That is close. That is close. So, Faban was way ahead of everybody else in terms of getting over the finish line, but looks to have probably the smallest load of logs. So let's see.
So,
how this
Faban make it
balances.
across with no penalties? I missed that.
No, he was a minute over.
Okay.
So he's already gonna lose some points. He could go negative on the amount of wood in his trailer, to be honest. Because he does not have much on there. Coello, actually Coello and Methy look not a million miles off each other there, do they?
No, not too far off, although Coello I think had the longer
logs, yeah.
so we had more on, but Methy Boy's gone for the sort of more optimum length.
So if Methy wins this, he has won. Look, he was one. I mean, he cut the last corner. If he'd gone round the road there, he would have not made it over the line in time. So
it was pretty tight.
So let's just wait for the scores here, because that was crazy. That was crazy. So let's just see Hamish crunching the numbers quickly here. Real Farmer Sim, nice to see you. I've been rebranded Fog. Hang on a minute. O and S are nowhere near each other on the keyboard. How do you manage that?
Autocorrect on the cell phone?
Possibly, yeah.
Not even close on that, but maybe.
Possibly.
Alright, just watch Hamish is frantically cutting and pasting scores.
Faban's already left the server. I think he knows he's accepted defeat, maybe, already. Coello's out too now.
I think are we on a server change?
No, I think we've got one more now. One more solo, I think, Args, and then we're over.
Alright. Oh goodness. Do you want to have a read of those?
Okie dokie. So Coello with a huge 1 minute 55 penalty. Had 16,575 litres of logs on. Which worked out ultimately with his penalty as a reduction of I can't even work that out.
11,500 litres was the penalty. So
11,000
with 5,000.
Yes, thank you, Args. Too many points on there. So anyway, Coello has won that one just from Methy Boy, who again came over with just 1.1 seconds left on the timer, which would have seen him disqualified. But his penalty roughly the same as Coello. They had not a million miles off the same amount in their trailers, but obviously just crossing the line, that little extra saw him come in second place. And Faban, although he crossed the line over a minute ahead of the guys, was just not carrying enough logs. So he finishes in third place. So congratulations, Coello, reaffirming his lead at the top of the leaderboard.
Just interesting looking at Faban. He had 7,500 litres or dollars worth of logs before penalties. So if he'd managed to get finished in time, he would have actually won that based on the penalties.
That's true. Yeah, if he'd left and got over the line, that would be brilliant. We used to be able to see a scoreboard. Is there a way we can see that this season? We are working on that, Saran. I understand it's not perfect. It's the amount of time it would take Mark to update it. Sorry, for Hamish to update it. So we're going to try and automate it in the future if we can. So yes,
it's a balancing act between getting information to you in a timely manner.
Oh my goodness, we're on starters orders, and I am not even at the right place.
All right, down the hill, Mark saying ready.
Run.
Set. I'm going to get there just in time. I'm not even on the right screen. There we go. All right, so Kikarino's moving. We got DJ Bob, Jimmy Sims,
Pigs in the truck.
and Kikarino. So we're back in the solos here again. Kikarino, DJ Bob, and Jimmy Sim. Kikarino's jumped into his truck and getting that positioned. Jimmy Sim's slowly rolling down to find someone to cut some trees, and DJ Bob is going and getting into his processing unit too.
Oh, interesting tactic from Keg here, Args. He's moving right out of the way of the other guys. Oh no, he's turning around.
Now I'm pretty sure we can cut on any side of the road here. So interesting that Bob and Jimmy have gone to sort of similar spots.
Yeah. Oh,
Kegs has actually turned around and coming all the way back. Maybe he's seen the guys drive away and thought, actually, why don't I just cut down the trees right next to where I am?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's just thinking on the hoof there, definitely. He was expecting them to dive into there, and neither of them have, so he's like, well,
I'll just cut that down here.
it's fair game. Yep. So Keg's a little bit behind the guys, but with his experience, I wouldn't count on him not catching up pretty quickly.
I have to hope that Jimmy's managed to sort out his controls that he was having issues with earlier.
That's right.
He's
onto
had
the second tree already.
to do that.
Oh no, it's not. It's Jimmy's first tree, so they are very close to each other.
They're actually stacking their trees very close to each other too.
Yeah. DJ Bob deciding to go for the long trees, or the long logs. Jimmy playing with, looks like 6 or 5 meters there. No, totally understand, Saran, and we will find a solution, definitely.
I'd suggest just looking at the trucks. Jimmy's gone for the truck and trailer again, similar to what they had in the teams match. So he's sort of forced into going for the shorter logs, whereas DJ Bob is the bigger trailer.
Yeah, so he's got
more onto it.
And actually, having the long trailer and short logs can be as frustrating as getting them on, because they can you can mess up the amount of space you've got for the second batch of logs sometimes, can't you? And it can cause other problems.
Yeah, you can. Can cause issues. Right.
Keg's trimming his logs in the wood here, but having a little bit of an issue around some of the other trees getting in the way, so he's not able to make neat piles. He's having to just chop each tree next to where it lands, so he's now getting stuck on his stumps as well as he's cutting the trees down. So maybe not ideal positioning from him, but he's working well with what he's got. These are big trees as well. These are thick trees, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So it's just over 6 minutes to go. 6:40 to go. Seeing the guys working around accumulating their logs, and probably start thinking soon about starting to load some. If we need anything to go by with the last match, as they probably need to get onto that just a little bit sooner than they expect.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to give yourself a little bit of a buffer, maybe 30 seconds. I don't think, in that time, in 30 seconds, you're not going to be able to cut, trim, and load another tree, so you might as well play with what you've got at that point. Jimmy's load is very neat, though, here, I've got to say, and he's making a real effort to position them nicely.
He has. I was just looking at the hill they have to go up too, so that's also a consideration. As they drive up, they're not going to be able to go incredibly fast, so let's just wait and see. Coming up on... We're into the 5th minute of the match. Way upon halfway.
Now here's a question, Args. We've 5 minutes left on the clock, just over. Jimmy's got a cracking set of chopped down logs there, ready to go. Would you stop now? And load?
Looks like he is.
Yeah.
Looks like he is.
Would you keep going? Would you go another tree and then hope you've got enough time to load? It's a fine line, right? In essence, he's got 3.5 minutes to load his trailer.
Yeah. We've talked about it before, because you get to the point where if you have to jump into your truck and into your processing unit and cut down another tree because you had enough time to, then it's actually sort of false economies. But at the same time, if you cut down too many trees and don't get them all loaded, then you've wasted time cutting trees. So.
That's right. Yeah.
It's a tough challenge. Right, 5-minute walking in there from Hamish. Everyone seems to be starting the loading process. Jimmy's trying to get turned around, but not finding very much joy with the space he's got to do it.
He's threading the needle there between his processor and the pile of logs that he made. There's Bob going with the grab. Now, Bob's problem here is his aren't particularly neat, so he's going to lose a few of these as he picks them up. And there's Kegs as well, loading his first couple on.
I just feel like Bob needs to move his truck forward just a touch so he's not having to deal with those trees that are still there behind him. Kegs is... Oh, he's finally got that unloaded. And Jimmy's picking up 2, 4, 6 logs in one go. Who's to say that that grab can't grab a lot of trees? Oh my
goodness. Well, yeah. Well done, Jimmy.
Here we go. Advantage Jimmy, I think.
I think you would say so, wouldn't you? Yeah, with 3:49 on the clock, I think he could, if he loads at that pace the whole time, he's easily going to get all of these on and he can get himself out of here. Yeah, Bob is moving his truck as you suggested, Args.
Karino looks like he might just be struggling a little bit with the space he's kind of given himself and the way he's put his logs in there. When you don't have a big stack, the high lift kind of is a little bit of a disadvantage when you're only picking up a couple of logs at once.
Yes, yeah. And again, those long logs, like you say, turning around with other trees around, proving to be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, just watching Bob in the background as well. He's got a decent amount lifted up. In fact, he's only got 3 left on the ground, but his stacking and loading is not the neatest.
3 minutes left on the clock, Args. Jimmy, after that mighty first load, has not managed to achieve that again.
Before there, he sort of wanted, he could hear you, he thought, I can prove to FSG, I can still pick up a few at a time.
I tell you, he's very, very deft with the loader, though. The way he's handling it is very, very nice.
Yeah. DJ Bob's looking like he's using chopsticks the way he's pinched that log in the front of the grapple.
That's either going to work or it's going to be a disaster. Let's hope it is the latter. It looks like he's got it on there.
Yeah, he's got it in the back of the trailer. Gets locked into that. Should be fine. There we go. That'll get up the hill.
Jimmy's just
so down to 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. If Bob can get both of these logs picked up, I'd say he will be on the road. Kegs is getting a few done in the background. It's going to be pretty close, I reckon. A bit hard to call at the moment.
Yeah, Jimmy's got a tough call to make here with 1:50 on the clock. He has 3 logs left on the ground. He's just dropped one as well. Is he going to bother? He isn't going to bother. No, he's jumped in his truck. He's even he's ditching the trailer. He's not bothering. Good call, Jimmy.
Yeah,
now he's got to get out of here.
He does have a log stuck around the back. Yeah, is he going the right way? He's gone the wrong way. If he needs to go straight up the hill.
Yeah, he's just dawned on him.
Bob's off as well.
So
now they're going to spoon Karino into driving as well.
Any bonus that he had there, he's just thrown away. Certainly the neatest load, though. Yeah, that's 1 minute left. So straight away, I'd be interested to see if Jimmy and Bob are even going to make it in time.
Well, I'm just watching them going up the hill. They are struggling for speed and pace. Certainly nothing they would consider is how slow they actually go up the hill. Jimmy's dragging a log on the back. I wonder if he'd be wise unstrapping that and seeing if it would drop off.
Yeah, I think that truck is considerably less power than the other ones as well, Args, so that might explain why it's struggling a little bit on the hill.
About 40 seconds left. See Bob heading up around the top at the corner. Now, once they get to the top of the hill, they're pretty much at their sell point, so just a simple right-hander, and they will be through, but we're getting Bob coming up. He's only just going to make it. 10 seconds left on the clock. He's just turned in. In fact, is he going to even make it? He should just get through there in time. 5 seconds, 4, 3, and he's gone across with no penalties.
Perfection. And I tell you, Jimmy over.
Well played. Well done. He just a shame he went the wrong way. He would have made it here with plenty of time.
I think he would have, wouldn't he? Yeah. So
yeah, but he's going to carry about 20 seconds worth of penalties. Getting to the finish line now. 22 seconds. And we'll just have to see where Karino is.
Not seeing Keg at all yet.
There he is. Coming up. I can see him on his way. He's flying.
Yeah, he's not hanging around, is he?
Little bit of course knowledge and understanding where they need to go before the match starts would certainly have gone a long way to alleviating that issue there for Jimmy. But Kegs is swinging in and around. He's actually got a decent amount of logs on there too. I think it's going to be pretty close from a numbers game.
Yeah, he has.
103.
The guys don't see the courses though, or the position of the courses till about half an hour before the stream starts, do they, Args? So
no, they don't. But yeah, there's still plenty of time to figure out. I need to go up the hill rather than down the lane.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah. The heat of battle, the fog of war. Let's call it that.
Does funny things to you. Alright, just wait and see here as everyone gets things sold. Jimmy with his load.
Over goes Kegs with a full load of very long logs. Actually, there is a lot of logs on there, isn't there?
Yeah, yes, and particularly considering the length. I mean, sort of was a bit misleading. I think he's done a good job. It's a shame that it was probably a minute longer than you needed it to be.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll wait for those, and while we do that, we're going to switch service. So we'll keep an eye on. Hamish putting the numbers into the chat whilst we log into the other server. And we'll do it again. Oh, chat is bad again. I can't think of what is wrong, so we'll just have to my recommendation would be mute my stream and listen to Argsy's.
That fix it. I'll just keep on leaving chat.
It's a strange one, isn't it?
It is bizarre. I'm trying to figure it out because it's not like, we don't get those issues when we're recording Ahali Farms or any of the multiplayer things, and we could be 2 hours in a voice chat with those.
So it could literally be my computer needs a restart and that would sort it. Right, the results are in.
They are.
So, even with going the wrong way and having a little bit of an issue and crossing the line with a 22-second penalty in the end, Jimmy Sim has actually won it due to the fact that he had an initial load of 16,869 litres. So even with his penalty incurred, he was still finishing with considerably more than Bob. So Bob crossed the line. He only had 11,800 on his truck, and obviously with no penalties, that was his final. So well done to Jimmy, Bob second, and Kegs, who actually had the biggest load of all three, unfortunately incurred too many penalties. So Kegs had 17,371 litres on his truck, but of course rolling over the line over a minute after the time had finished has scuppered him there and put him down into third place.
It'd be interesting to go back and review and see if Keg had left a minute earlier than he did, how many more logs did he get loaded? And what would that have done to his value?
Yes.
And it'd be a bit rudimentary, but if you took that $17,000 and said, well, he's going to have maybe $2,000, $3,000 less, he would have come second. Wouldn't have quite got over Jimmy, but
very interesting.
Always something. Right, just logging in here to the server.
Very interesting. Right, we've got a slightly different order of the way we're going to do these rounds now, just to give people a bit of variety if they're playing more than one round. So, let's jump into here. Let's do a little bit of
background admin.
this.
Right. It's about now where my planning of what matches we have falls apart. Let's have a look here. So we are jumping into a solos match. We've got 2 solos. I'm looking at the right list. So we've got 3 more matches to go. So 7 total today. So we've got Farming Alex versus Samu and Bob. And then we have Jimmy Sims versus Farming Alex versus Karino. We're finishing off. I've missed something, haven't I? I thought.
Yes, I think we've got another
team match.
Team match as well.
Yes, Modern Log versus Astragon. Sorry, I missed that. That's in a different order too.
And we have
in the other chat.
We just have a duos match at the end.
That's right. No, so we do have 4 more matches. So first up, Modern Logging versus Astragon, and then we're into 3 more solo matches.
We're in logging venue 3 just now, Args.
Thank you. This is where your third monitor comes in clutch.
Very handy. Very handy indeed. I should take a photo of this actually and post it in my chat. If people want to see the control center.
The nerve center of Logging League.
Something like that.
Nervous center. Right, I found them.
Here's Args. We'll be waiting for a couple of other players to join just quickly. And then we'll be good to go. See how much of this time we can pull back. What is the prize for the guy that wins the whole season? They will be winning one of the new farm sticks from Thrustmaster.
It's very generous of Thrustmaster coming through again this season after sponsoring last year as well. So a huge thank you to them. And of course, servers all provided by GPORTAL. So thank you to them for that. Of course, Thrustmaster, our friend the FarmSimGuy is an ambassador, so make sure if you're ordering anything from Thrustmaster, use his code.
Yes, indeed.
And support him, I think. Yeah. I mean, I know you're only one of, there's not many FarmSim related Thrustmaster ambassadors, but...
I'm the only one.
You are the only one?
Yeah, at the moment, I think, yeah. I think they're looking for more, but yeah, no.
I'll put my hand up.
I know, yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't really have an Oceania presence in terms of their stores or anything. You'd have to buy through the US. So.
Yeah.
But yes, obviously you can support FSG by buying anything for Thrustmaster through his links, and likewise through GPORTAL. We've both got links there which can give you a discount on any servers if you're looking at setting up a multiplayer server.
Yep, yes indeed. And they are good, as you see tonight. Absolutely seamless. Not a single glitch in terms of performance.
Well, everything's been everything else.
Yeah, yeah. I'm in the UK and we're running this server out of Texas, I think, Args, aren't we? And my ping
I can't recall actually.
My ping is just 70 milliseconds, which is pretty good. There's Valo in the chat. Nice to see you. Good luck to Astragon. There you go. Some nice team. There's some nice teaming
camaraderie.
Team camaraderie there from the Power Team Esports guys.
Right. So we've got the Modern Logging team. We've got Farming Alex sitting up here. We must just be waiting for a couple of others to log in. Waiting for them to be ready to go. Matches have been good so far. They have been Corp, I agree. There have been some good matches, good challenges. It's always nice to see the variety that the map brings as well. You know, Silver Run Forest, fantastic map. Probably one of the best forestry maps that's ever been made. If I'm going to throw it out there, you know, Giants can take big kudos for how well they did that map. And hopefully it leads into some good maps in the future games. But it's been nice to be able to get out and try some different ones. Right, are Modern Logging playing a man down, are they?
Interesting.
Here. We've got Farming Alex down here, and we've got Modern Logging. Must be up with the trucks, but I'm assuming they're playing a two-man match.
Interesting. Okay, well, we've seen it before, and it doesn't seem to be that much of a hindrance, does it? So, let's see how they get on.
That's right. I suppose the advantage is that, you know, you're only really waiting for your truck to get here, so...
Yeah.
And we know Modern Logging is very adept at the operations of loading, so let's just wait and see what happens here. Farming Alex heading off to the right, Methy off to the left.
Giving them spells a good amount of space between them, which is nice.
Plenty of space. Now we've seen this course being run as a solo match, and doing it as a team is going to be just a little bit different.
Now, Arx, you know this map well. Are these staging this areas that are here? Has Hamish built these, or do these belong here? They're already actually part of the map.
I can't remember if on 19 there was a bit of a natural clearing and level area here, but I'm just looking at the terrain and painting. I wonder if it was by default. It's kind of this.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. There's a little
wooden stand in there.
Stand, over here. Yeah. So maybe it's just where you would put your logging piles once you've cut them.
Yeah, I'd say it would be. Some of the other areas is definitely created.
Yeah,
this one might be one of the more natural ones. It's about the flattest area on the whole map up here in the logging part. Right, both the trucks arriving on cue at about the same time. Nice Modern Logging waiting there to
just nudging Major Melon out of the way.
I am not on the right screen. There we go. 2 minutes in and you've been staring at my face. Goodness. Obviously everyone's enjoying that more than the actual match, because no one told me in chat.
Yeah, it is a beautiful thing, so why would they not?
ASMR farm logging.
Yeah.
Try and paint the picture of what's happening without seeing it. Right.
So Modern Logging in here and loading, so yeah, they really haven't lost any time at all.
No. And like you say, there's not too much advantage to be had by being here and setting up the loading early. Can't put it on the truck, so. And Modern Logging is just a beast using this excavator.
Nicely loaded by Calamaris here with the high lift. They're swinging around a lot, the high lift, more so than I tend to remember. Maybe it's the way that Calamaris is using it, but it definitely. It's hard to get them lined up to drop onto the truck quickly when there's so much movement in the head of the grab.
Funny you say that. I'd actually thought the same. Thought that the real, I don't know whether this log physics seemed a little bit different, a little bit off for this.
Yeah.
But I know that I'm pretty sure these are pixel farming's trees, and I know they're really popular with others for logging. So I don't know.
I think it might be Calamaris' technique as well. I think he actually watched him there use the swing of the high lift to get them over the uprights on the trailer. So
right, could well be. Alright, Modern Logging's just about picked up all the logs that Alex had here ready for him to load. So there's certainly no time lost or no disadvantage by being a man down at this stage. Or player down, I should say.
This is going to be a good one. This one, I think, Alex. Could very much go down to who gets away first, because load-wise, they look pretty good together.
And
of
course,
widths.
You know, right, so Calamaris and Estragon have gone for the longer loads.
Yeah.
Logs. We remember in their loads, they've been very consistent in Aston. They've been about $24,000 per load for the 2 matches I've played so far. So,
yeah. We're going to see some big loads actually in this one. We've not even hit the 5-minute mark yet, Args, and there's a substantial amount of logs on both trailers, which is quite impressive.
Yeah, no real issues for either team so far, touch wood. Let's just see how they go for the last sort of next 3 or so minutes. Yeah, still 5.5 minutes to go. And 3 more minutes of loading. They're definitely going to be pretty close to some full loads.
Holmakra getting a little bit too keen there. Ends up with the log stuck on the front of his high lift.
Modern logging had enough time just to sit here and wait for Farming Alex to cut the tree. We're sort of just waiting for it to get put in the right position. Here is our 5-minute warning. And we are at the point here.
Saran, do they really need 3 when the truck driver just waits to be loaded? It's a good point, Saran. I think modern logging are proving that no, you don't necessarily need 3. Sometimes it can help by having the truck driver move around and position themselves to help the loading. But definitely, we don't think it's a huge disadvantage to if you are a man down. Definitely not.
No, not hugely.
Calamaris has just picked up another monster load here, Args.
They're doing well to get that all in there. 4 minutes, coming up on 4 minutes to go. They are. They've been very well versed. I've got to say I'm enjoying the change to using the trucks over the containers. I think it's really added another dynamic to the matches and having the sort of hard timer as well.
Yes, definitely.
Containers were an easy one to say, you know, when a container's full you can drive off, so that was kind of a good limit and everyone was sort of in the same boat, but this just mixes things up with different log lengths, different types of trucks.
Yeah, there's a load more different,
more risk
factors
around when you leave. Yeah.
Now the Aston guy's load has gone from very neat to not so neat in just very quick succession here. But there's still a lot of space. In fact, they're going. Major Melon's decided to go with 3:20 still on the clock. That is interesting. That is interesting.
Modern logging.
We'll stay with modern logging.
Definitely a neat load, but like you say, as the more logs you get on there, the easier it is for it to get messy. But looks like they're calling it there. They're looking at what went past them and what they've got, and hoping they're going to have enough. I mean, Alex is going to jump in and take truck driving responsibility.
They're going to get these last few logs on though. They've
got time. They've got another minute or so to probably spend loading.
That's right. Yeah, that that knowing that Aston have gone. Oh, interesting.
This is taking a load up with the high lift.
Fair play. That's interesting.
It is.
Now we never said they had to be on the trailer, did we?
No.
So good
That's
thinking
a huge
outside
call.
the box.
Great play.
Yeah.
Right, Modern Logging's jumped out of his loader and he's strapped down and they are heading up the road. So
here's going to be interesting. What happens if Modern Logging in the faster truck has an issue bumping into Calamaris, who looks... Oh, Calamaris has gone off the road here, Args. He has clipped a tree and he has got well and truly stuck here.
And he's lost his whole load. I think it was a good idea, but probably hasn't been executed quite the way they wanted it to.
Yeah. He could still get out of there, couldn't he? I think he's probably given up now, actually.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got time. A minute 40, he might have been able to get up there, but Estrigan must go by the other truck. They've done that, we're fine. No issues there.
It's running slowly. They must have a heavy load on Modern Logging because that is struggling up that hill, Args.
Well, I'm going to say, even though Estrigan left probably over a minute ago, they're only just pulling into the finish line here. So they're going to come through with about a minute 10 or so left. And they're across the line.
Okay. Modern Logging not a million miles behind them, so they probably struggled a little bit up the hill as well. I think with the logs, maybe a lot of the logs were dragging on the floor there, which could have slowed them down because...
Could have.
Modern Logging are just about to reach the turn here, and I felt like they left a lot longer after Aston. And it
I
feels
still
like on
can't
the
see
road
them
now.
up here at the sell point, so they must still have a wee way to go with 45 seconds.
They've just swung around the corner. This is going to be close, actually, Args. This is going to be close. Modern Logging needs to really get his foot down. I think he has got his foot down, if I'm being honest. I think the weight of the logs on the trailer is what's taking the time. So, there we go, 30 seconds left. I think he is going to be in with seconds to spare, Args.
Just see him coming through now. And I think they need about 15 seconds at the turn-off. I think he might not get here in time. There might be a little bit of a penalty for them, I think. 10 seconds.
He needs to tactically... I would have cut that corner there. It's pretty safe to cut that first bit of corner. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. He is over by just under 3 seconds.
1.6 second. Oh, no, 3 second penalty.
He could have saved a bit of time there, just shaving that corner off, but if I'm being honest, 3 seconds probably not going to make a huge impact.
Not worth it. It's a big risk, I think. And it might seem safe, but we saw trucks roll in the first match on a road.
Indeed.
We thought it was pretty safe.
Indeed we did. Quick hello to Joe in the chat. Nice to see you, mate. Sim Guy, welcome aboard. And Braden as well. Hello. Nice to see you guys. Thank you for joining. Much appreciated.
Welcome along, chaps. Right. The big old sell-off, and let's see who's going to take the victory here in this one.
Actually, looking at Astragon, that is a good load of logs there. This is going to be close, I think, Args.
Yeah. And I think the thing is, there's more... The range of log lengths with this value is much wider in 22 than it was in 19.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah, you can actually run those very long lengths and not be penalised quite so much, but it's going to be tight. There's two great loads of logs.
Astragon unceremoniously slinging the truck off the side of that.
Oh, there's some scant disregard for the equipment.
Yeah, I know, right? Come on, guys, we've got to reuse this next month. We'll trash it.
It's going back to the dealer.
There we go. Modern logging sold up. So let's just see what the result is.
Oh, let's see modern logging launch it into the side of the other truck. It's like he was listening to us.
Honestly, children. A lot of you.
Yeah. It's like they're playing a video game or something.
I know, right?
Right, while we wait for that to come through, I'm just going to take a quick look at where we're heading to next.
Yeah, we're going to number 1, Args. First...
Stage 1, Farming Alex
stage.
versus Samu versus Bob.
Okay, Args, you want to do the honours on this one?
Alright, let's have a look at that. So we saw Astragon come over with over a minute left. They had $21,132 worth of logs. No penalties there for them. Modern Logging took a just under 3 second penalty, $289 penalty. In the total, they ended up with $26,168. So winners there by about $5,000 in the end. So welcome. Oh, congratulations to Modern Logging on taking that one out from Astragon.
Yeah, congratulations, Modern Logging. That was very well played. Indeed.
Very close. So actually, we gave Astragon props for their load, but that was actually the smallest load of the night.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hard to believe.
Interesting.
There we go. Modern Logging taking that one out. Now we're heading to stage number 1.
Move over
Back
there.
over this way. It was the first one we played on. Lots of space on this load.
Yeah, I like this one. This is a good one to play on, I think. So there we go. We're back. Bob, Alex, Samu are all here, so I think we can get this one started pretty straight away, which means we're doing all right for time. We've pulled a lot of time back actually from our little issues in the first couple of games.
Yeah, so I thank you to all the teams who've very promptly logged in and been ready to go when we are. So thank you to you all. This is Holmakra Corpner. Holmakra 22.
Fine logging map if ever I've seen one. Right. We're here. The players are here. The ref is not. Here he is.
Who needs officials?
Exactly.
They just get in the way of the fun.
Just get in the way of the game.
So it's an interesting lineup. 3 identical processing units.
Yep.
Tracked one with the wheel guards on it, and the other has just the normal tyres.
I think one of them is base game with a slightly smaller cutting head on it. It might be the tracked one, Args. I can't remember.
Yeah,
but like I said, I don't think it matters, especially with these trees here. I don't think they're huge diameter.
There's 3 different models, a 911.5, a 931XC, and a 951. So all 3 are actually different. I'm just looking here.
Alex is swapping.
Right, there we go.
I think just what you were talking about there, Args. I think you realised.
I saw the starters orders, but we had the quick swap pre-planned.
To cut ahead. Kenneth Sorensen, welcome from Denmark, my friend. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining.
Right. Alex has done his thing, got the correct processing unit in place. And now we're under starters orders. And we are off. Go. Samu is heading to the truck. No, he's not. I thought he was going to go and get his truck set up and sorted, but he's not. They are all into their processing units, ready to go and cut down some trees, and it's a bit of a race there to go and find some space.
Yeah, tactically, Alex peeling off to the right there. I think he was doing the right thing there. For one moment, they were all heading in the same direction, which I thought was interesting. Now, Bob's turning back in towards Samu, which is interesting. But he's readjusted himself again.
He's gone to get his truck already, so I don't know whether is he going to try and cut on straight into the truck. It'll be interesting to see here. No high lifts in this match either.
Yes, I saw that. 2 grapples and the front loader grab. So I think that the 2 grapples, if you're good with a grapple, as Modern Long improved in the last round, you can load a lot of logs very, very quickly.
You can.
I think you're right, Args. I think Alex might be going for the straight load onto the trailer.
Yeah,
just the way he's positioning
it. Pretty much in sync with cutting down their trees, but I think you're right. Let's just see what Alex does here. Now, cutting down short logs too, Samu and DJ, so just have to wait and see what Alex does here with his load. Alright. Tree is cut. Can he get it twisted around?
This is the challenge, right? The angles here are... It's hard to adjust the angle of those trees. It'd be better moving his trailer. Oh, wow, look at what he's doing. He's hauling the trailer. Oh, my goodness.
That's pretty violent, and I wouldn't want to be sitting in either the truck or the processing unit.
Oh, no.
Unfortunate for him, he had the end of the tree was pushing against the log he'd already cut.
Yeah.
So it was close.
Yeah, he should have just, if he just lifted that up ever so slightly, that would have been genius. So still, it's a good tactic. I mean, he's the first guy to have a log on his trailer, so he could get away with this. But that, unfortunately, that second part of the tree is right in the way of where he'd like to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Not in a good spot for him. But I think
these things you've got to try, right?
No, you got to try them. I think his issue was he tried to put the truck too close to where he was cutting.
Yeah.
Rather than moving the log closer. Now the risk is as well as the way he's trying to manipulate that trailer is he tips the trailer over and loses the logs he's already got in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a tactic in there somewhere.
Unfortunately, I think, watching this, I think the way that Coello does it with the Hannibal is a little bit more refined, shall we say.
Predictable, yes. Something like that.
Controllable, maybe.
Yes, indeed. Kenneth Sorensen, you can get a cap like this if you go to TheFarmSimGuy.co.uk and order them from there. Interesting, look how much trunk Samu's leaving Args, on his trees,
Yeah,
very high up.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just for speed if he's connecting. Yeah, I'm seeing that, yeah.
Really untidy stack. Samu's definitely getting bonus points if there was any for having the neatest logging area. Let's just take a look there. We are 4 minutes into the match, 6 minutes to go, and well, Farming Alex is winning at the moment because he has a log on a truck. No one else does. Bob's heading down though. He is going to go and grab his loader. Seeing where he's going, he's heading towards the front loader there. Well,
yeah,
the
I think
loader, he's going to head on that.
Around about 5 minutes seems to be not a bad time to start thinking about loading things up.
This is a pretty short drive from here. I think it's only about 40 or 45
Oh, literally is.
seconds.
Yes, look, there's the around that corner and you're onto the road. So that's right. Poor Alex here is having to drive over every log he's cut every time he cuts another tree down. I like the idea he had, but yes, it kind of all fell apart when that first log butted up against the other one.
And it's amazing how something just as simple as that can just snowball everything, can make it just infinitely worse as things go on. 5 minute warning going there. Samu's also out of his process, off to grab his truck and start loading. Bob's up the hill. Now this is going to be a bit interesting for him because the truck kind of facing up the hill and he's going to be loading across the angle and can make it a little bit hard sometimes too.
Is that one of the instructions, Saran? Don't iron the beanie. I've always ironed my beanies. I iron my underwear and my socks. Do you not do that either? I don't do that, by the way. Like I've got time to do that.
Mrs. FSG does it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
DJ Bob. Oh, he's completely missed his first load.
That's spatial awareness thing, isn't it? Which is such a challenge sometimes in the game. You think you're right over the trailer and you drop it and you're a good 6 feet in front of it.
Yeah, the trailer's not even in shot.
Samu is lined up. I think if Samu can make things work with this grab, he's got the potential to really, I was going to say make some hay while the sun shines, but he's not farming, he's logging.
I'll load some logs while the birds sing.
Yeah. There you go. Corpnut says he ironed his socks and pants in the Marines for inspection, so. Samu's just taking it nice and steady now. Only 3 minutes left though. So,
Alex is having issues with its pickup sticks.
if you could,
All those logs all over the place.
if you could visualize quite aggressive swearing, it would be Alex trying to load his trailer, I think.
Yeah,
Nothing's
I think
gone
so.
right for him in this round, unfortunately.
No. Not sure what he's planning on doing here now.
That's a
Getting it
really
out of
nice
the way,
load
maybe?
from Samu, about to go onto his trailer, if you can get that lined up nicely. Take your time, Samu. Low and steady. Yeah.
Alex looks
tight,
like he
though.
might actually be going back to trying to cut onto the trailer.
Yeah,
again.
he just can't reverse close enough to. He's giving it a go though. Oh, he's gonna. That's gone right through the cab.
Man down. I think we need the.
I think he's just ended it
it's
for
the
himself.
Yeah.
He's just gone. I've had enough. Oh,
Yeah.
Bob's away. Bob has loaded a lot of stuff on, and he is going with 2 minutes left. Bob is out of here, and I think he almost rolled that then, Args. He's got away with it though.
It looked very
Slammed
close.
the brakes on.
He's stopping to check the map and figure out where he needs to go, and he's figured out it's up the hill.
Now,
It's no awards there for tidiness on that load, but it's shipping.
Samu is still loading here. Unfortunately, lost half a load there. He's going to have to make a call very quickly as to what he does next. He's going as well. He's decided that... And he's doing what modern logging did in the last round. He just dropped the trailer. Because he didn't have any logs on it. Why carry it around with you?
Yeah, fair enough too. And did I just see Alex managed to actually get a tree cut onto the...
He did indeed.
Onto the trailer, so he's probably in about the same space too. Yep, stripping down and off he goes.
So actually Bob...
Just on a minute left.
Bob's load, when you look at Samu's here, Samu's not managed to load as many logs as he maybe would have liked.
Oh, Alex is stuck. He's just having no luck. I think he might have stretched his logs. What's he got? Oh, he's got a log hanging out the side, which is causing all sorts of headaches. He's had to go and grab into his grapple and try and get that moved.
I'm following Samu here. Samu is going to be over time as well, Args. I think it's about 45 seconds from that junction to get over the finish line. So this could be very close for Samu. I have to say, he looked
Alex
like he was in full control.
He did, yeah, the way he had those logs cut. I'm just, while I'm down here, just looking at how many logs there's been left on the ground and not made it into the back of the truck.
Yeah.
For various reasons.
Well, Samu has got himself stuck on a bank, Args. He cut the corner and he has got himself stuck on the bank. DJ Bob's actually going to give him a little bit of a hand to move him, but he is well and truly wedged, which has pushed him. He would have made it in time, but he's well and truly wedged himself now. I think he's thrown this away, Args.
Alex is coming in behind now. He's just about to enter. That's he's just going to go. No, he gave up on the cutting the corner option. Somebody's got the crane out there to try and free himself up.
Push himself up.
He's proper beach that, hasn't he?
Great teamwork though from Bob to try and get him up over that ridge. And he's done it. There you go. Yeah, get all that folded up now, Samu.
Hands off.
Who's driving the truck? It's a phantom truck. There he is. And over the line, a minute over. Oh, Samu. He will be raging.
He will. I think there was a little bit of rage going on from everyone in that one. With Alex having issues with his loading. Bob probably wasn't too happy with the way they looked on the back of the truck, but I'm picking Bob to win that one.
Yeah, I think Bob, although quietly working away, going about his business, might have just done the right thing there by leaving when he did, even though he had not a massive amount in the trailer. Let's see. It's Keg coming in now for the next round, so we've got another solo round coming up now. Which will be Jimmy Sim versus Farming Alex versus Karino. Before we finish off with model logging versus Samu in a 2v2 or a 1v1, should I say. Somebody's battered through the finish line as well, which Mark's just resolving there. Right, here we go, Args.
Results are in. That's your call this one.
Yep, so Bob grabs the win there. And actually had the most logs in the end as well, with 11,000. Samu had 9,000 litres. Farming Alex had 6,714. Now, the big news is that Farming Alex managed to grab second place there because of the penalties Samu had with his 1 minute and 0.3 seconds over. Very close actually. Less than just over 1,000 litres of logs in it, but Bob for the win.
It's 100 litres, $100.
So it is. I beg your pardon. Yes, just 100 litres in it. So Farming Alex grabbing second place there, because Samu just got wedged on that little ridge on the hill there. So good game. Bob first, Alex second, and Samu just missing out on second and landing there in third place. So, well done, guys. That did not look like an easy round for anybody. So, well played.
Had all sorts of challenges in there.
Well played indeed. Right, we are heading over to plot number 2 now. And we're going to get started there.
It's slowly flying, and I don't know how close to it I am. Not too far away, down that way. Right. 2 more matches to go, as FSG said. The guys down here waiting for us already, are they?
They are indeed.
Seeing we do indeed.
Starters orders.
Farming Alex and Karino here for our penultimate match. Of course, back down here on the Formula 1 style barriers with the hay bales or silage bales. It's actually like a rally stage. I don't know. Quite often see these sort of bales used on the edges of rallies.
Yep.
Waiting for a car to come racing around the corner sideways.
Or a fully laden log truck.
Yeah.
On 2 wheels.
Worried be meeting the fully laden log truck coming the other way while you're in a rally car.
Yes. Thank you. We are off.
Let's look and see where everyone goes here. Farming Alex is sort of taking prime position right here on the corner by virtue of getting out there fastest. Karino's heading up towards where the trucks are, and Jimmy's slowly making his way down on the right-hand side of the course.
Oh, interestingly,
tuning in there.
Keg has gone back into that place that he was in the team game, which he struggled so much with. So it'll be interesting to see how he manages this. Because he's dug right into the middle of the trees there, Args, rather than starting at the outside. So let's see how he gets through this.
And Jimmy and Farming Alex are just about trying to take the same logs. In fact, Jimmy has stolen the tree that Alex was going for. Which is interesting. There's not much space around the 2 of them. Just watching here, Jimmy trying to pull that tree out, and these guys are going to be working in very close proximity, so it's going to be interesting to see how they manage.
They're nice boys.
The trucks and loading.
Yeah, we've got to make sure they remember which logs are which. That looks like they're the same length as well. This could get messy.
Yeah, could get messy. Of course, Farming Alex backing up. This is his 3rd match in a row, so he's sort of gone away from his technique he tried to use in the last match and just going back to his traditional methodology. Jimmy's actually taking the time to cut down a couple of these smaller trees that are in his way as well.
But whilst he's doing that, Alex has cut across in front of him and is taking probably the tree he was targeting.
Probably.
So this is interesting.
Just watching what Jimmy's going to do now. There's definitely a bit of a battle going on here between the 2 over who gets what.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Keggs is probably just going quietly about his business.
He is grinding away in the corner there, and let's see how he gets on.
All right. A little bit more order down here now with Jimmy and Alex. I'm going to keep an eye on here where Alex heads next. Does he disadvantage Jimmy by taking a tree? No, looks like he's sort of going more centrally located. Nice piles of logs actually for Alex. Certainly much neater than he ended up with last time around.
That's right.
Likewise for Jimmy's actually. Jimmy's got a couple of nice loads there.
He has indeed. He has indeed. So they're Alex, completely different tactic this time around.
Modern logging in there for some moral support as well. But I mean, Alex keeping an eye on proceedings.
A spotter.
Yeah. Karino is just going about his business in here. He's kind of making himself a little bit of an opening. Of course, while you can cut down some trees and make a clearing to be able to work and get access to trucks and what have you, there is always that challenge of having to negotiate around the stumps. The tree stumps can be a real issue.
That's
just
right.
in the background there, Alex has gone and grabbed his truck too, FSG.
Yeah, I see that. So he's just rolling that into space here. Which probably helps Keg a little bit as well, because I was just wondering how he was going to get his grab, or his... I'm not sure what Keg's got the high lift of the grab, but I was interested to see which how he was going to get that through there, because there's not a lot of space in between the 3 trucks. We could probably run it through the 2 that are left now. Alex in the grab.
It's coming up 4 minutes. 4 minutes into the match, and Alex is already going and getting some logs loaded. I think he's realised potentially he left a lot out on the field last time.
He did. He was a tree ahead of Jimmy as well. I think just from that battle at the start and Jimmy stopping to cut those small trees down.
Yeah.
So I think he slightly ahead on logs cut down.
I'm just seeing what Kiggs is doing here. He's got one more tree that he might cut down, possibly. He's heading the other direction, actually. Well, there's one very close to where the trucks are parked he might have taken down to get out of the way, but he's going to take 2 more and then start loading.
Yeah. Alex has started well on the loading. Args as well. First load in, nice and neat. Well, Keg has cut some serious wood down here, but like you say, the stumps could still prove to be an issue there.
He could be stumped.
He could... See what he did there.
Alright, we're at halfway point, 5-minute warning coming. Jimmy's heading over to grab his truck. Keggs is actually fortunate his truck was the closest one to the edge, so you can kind of just load straight into it. Have to manoeuvre it or anything, which is probably a smart play from him coming over here.
So interestingly, I don't know what the rules are here. Look, Alex is being kind and moving out of the way slightly for Jimmy, because I don't think Jimmy's allowed to drive his truck through the barriers on the right hand side now, and he's tried that and got stuck on one of the bales. So interesting. This is the problem, this entire map, and they've managed to park right next to each other.
Oh, Jimmy's going to go grab his loader. Right. Of course, Jimmy's also left his tree processing unit in a rather awkward position too, which has kind of hamstrung him a little bit. But Karino off with the high lift. As you say, Alex is starting to get a few logs in the back. We're coming down with 4 minutes remaining. It's a pretty congested little spot down here.
It is, isn't it? It is, but it's not slowing them down, although Jimmy's truck is pointing in the wrong direction, which may cause him a little bit of grief. I think he would have liked to have turned that round ideal if he could, but I think time was against him.
I think with time he could have almost just dropped the trailer off. I don't know if he's going to get a truck and trailer loaded.
That's true, yeah. Isn't that interesting that the guys have requested this as an update for this round, and everybody that's used it, I think every single time, nobody's had enough space to get logs onto the rear trailer. I think it maybe happened once.
Yeah, once maybe. Alright. Just going to focus a little bit down here on Keggs. 3-minute warning coming up there from Hamish.
It's going to be closest because this is a long run. This is probably the longest run to the sell point as well, isn't it? I think it's probably easily 2 minutes to the sell point from here.
Keggs is really struggling with his high lift to get any logs in the grapple. He's trying to get as many as he can in one go. Sort of taking his time to do that, rather than getting a couple in and going and loading it. So let's just see if we can get this lot picked up. I wonder if he's struggling. I can't see from this angle. I'm just going for a closer look. I think he might be struggling with a stump or something. Why there is a stump reasonably close. Here we go. That's 3 picked up in one go.
Jimmy's just about got a good load on there. He did not one of them off, but he's got almost all of his logs on. Alex is doing not a bad job as well, but I think they're all going to run over if they're not careful. We're at 2 minutes now, and I genuinely think people need to be thinking about getting out of here with at least 2:45 on the clock. In fact, Jimmy's maybe heard me and decided to do that, although he is well and truly stuck here. He's stuck on his own equipment, actually, Args. So much stuff in the way here. He's just making enough space for himself, but he has got logs hanging off the side of his truck. He's not latched them down yet either. Oh!
Oh my goodness, I saw that from afar.
Oh, that jackknife that happened early on. That glitch in the truck and trailer, if you basically concertina it up too much. And he hadn't latched, if he had strapped his logs down, he would have been all right, but he hadn't strapped them down, Arg, so they just flew everywhere.
I saw, I was in the background, I could just see this load of logs flying, and it did not look very good.
He's just going, though. There's no point in trying to pick those up. He's just getting out of here. With 1 minute left, Args. This is going to be interesting because everybody's going to go over time here.
So Alex was starting to... Yeah, no, Alex is in his truck and he's off too. So Karino might be trying to get one more load. Yes. I mean, Kiggs, he won't be too far behind. Alex is struggling to get... Actually, Hamish might have just used some super street.
Yeah, he did just move that out of the way.
Alex's trailer. Marked it.
Exploding logs.
Kiggs is getting an extra few logs on here, and he's not going to be too far behind Alex. If he can get all of those on, that could just about be worth 10 seconds or so. He's going to be behind. He's in his truck and he's leaving. He's the last one here to head out of the arena.
Okay, so here we go with 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 seconds left.
Well, the Kiggs is stuck. I don't know what's stuck. He had one log hanging down off the side.
Oh,
Which was completely wedging his trailer in.
So Jimmy made it within the time limit, Args. But of course only has 4 logs left on his truck. Alex coming over with just 12 seconds over.
Unfortunately, Kiggs had issues with that trailer getting out, and he also had issues with the logs that were floating around on the ground. He sort of got caught in one, and now he's ended up in a tree on the side of the road too. Of course, remind our viewers that Karino plays exclusively using his mouth.
That's right. Yep.
Has a muscular disability, and he doesn't let that get in the way of anything, actually. Of course, team champion from last season.
Exactly, yeah. Winner of Vlogging League last year, so... incredibly talented player.
Huge admiration for him. However, he's certainly left himself a mountain to climb for this one. Whether he's having lag issues or whether he has a log dragging, but he's all over the place with his driving for this time.
Yeah.
I know what it is, actually. It's the weight for the logs is all hanging out behind the back of the trailer.
Ah, that's it. So it's lifting the rear wheels of the tractor unit. Yeah.
Yeah, front wheels, all the weights hanging so far back, he's just got no steering.
And who says Farm Sim doesn't have realistic physics?
Exactly.
Here he comes. I can see him. He's just going to
get a straight line.
Hopefully.
Just needs a straight line.
Point and shoot. He's over with about 15 seconds to spare. Oh yeah, it's that 3-axle. Right. That 3-axle truck's never been very good on this, has it?
No, but you can see just all that weight that's in the back of the truck is all over the rear wheels, just lifting that tractor unit up.
So Jimmy's selling his logs here. What a shame, because Jimmy would have won this. He had enough on his trailer, I think.
Oh, he got across with no penalty and everything.
Yeah.
He was a long way ahead.
Good load from Alex in the end, though. He did...
yeah, I don't think...
He did well.
Yeah, Alex and Kiggs aren't too far apart on their load size, I don't think. Of course, with one more round to go before the finals, round 4, coming up a month or so's time.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see what map they might vote for. I wonder if they might be a little bit more circumspect with picking a map that could be a little bit more user-friendly. Here we go, everyone's sold and discarding. In fact, Kiggs has had so much of his truck, he's going straight into the lake.
Just ditched it in the lake.
It's unceremoniously thrown.
Good riddance.
And completely disappeared.
Love it. Love it. Right, here we go. Jimmy's going to
so we've got one more round.
Throw his. Karino has left the server. Can't believe the final is Royal Highland Show Saturday. Yes, Mark. We might have to think of a plan there.
I heard that the Royal Highland Show is so enamored by it that they're going to show it live.
They're going to host it live.
Streamed. They're going to host it live. It's going to be llama all over again. Right,
Args. Here we go. Farming Alex. Taking the win. But you were right. Keg and Alex were within a few. I mean, we're talking tens of litres of logs between them. But of course, Alex with the lesser penalty. So Alex wins it. Jimmy Sim still manages second place, even though he lost his entire load, but had no penalties. And Keg, even though he had 13,600 litres, lost 10,000 of that by coming over the line nearly 2 minutes late. So there we go. And we're going to go straight into the last round, Dogs. Yep. Let's just jump over and then...
Do you reckon Jimmy lost 2/3 of his load?
I would say it was even more than that, but yes, potentially.
More than that. So you multiply that 4,000 by 3, he would have been right up there with the same number of logs as Alex and Kegs.
Yeah, I think it was a close... That would have been a close match without the glitches. But that wasn't log physics. That was that trailer. That is folding that trailer up, reversing it too tight.
Yep. And if you've got logs hanging over the edge or anything like that, it seems to cause problems. Now, Modern Logging and Samu here in a 1v1 battle. Modern Logging's gone and grabbed his truck first, actually. Going to go get that into position. And Samu is getting straight in here and cutting. Now, this is our last round for the night. And plenty of space down here for these boys to work around.
Yes, yeah, they've got a little bit of space here now. Actually, after this round, everybody will have played the same number of games, except for Samu, who will have a game in hand, which will make up for in the next round. But it just kind of nicely balances things for the next round and sets us up to know how we're going to work the round robin in the final.
That's right. And you'll have to check out loggingleague.com later in the week. We will have the leaderboards all updated to be able to see who is in front, who's behind, and where things sit. Now, someone's just having an issue cut down logs. I just hope we own this piece of land on this side.
I saw that.
Not a permissions or land ownership issue.
Yeah, he cannot cut those down. Hamish will be all over this, as will Mark. So
can't see which farm owns those, but it's either a processing size or just making sure that the right farm owns it. Real disadvantage so far. We're already a minute and a half in and he hasn't even cut a tree down.
Cut a tree down, and he was straight out of the box as well, ahead of Keg.
Oh yeah.
I'll try a different tree here.
So he's well and truly in there.
Pause. Okay, yeah.
Pause.
Something's not quite right here. We've had this issue before with this header on this bugging out as well, haven't we? So
it's either that or just whether we own the land or not. It's whether it's on the right farm.
Almost looks like the head is too small.
Could be.
Is it unfolded properly? I don't. It's hard to say.
Hard to tell from the outside.
We'll just try and get this sorted.
Gone for a smaller tree, which should be able to be cut.
Well, he's got around it there. Doesn't seem to be able to cut it. Trying to resolve the issue here. Okay, we're good to go. I'm not sure what the issue was there. We'll find out afterwards.
Alright, let's have a look and see if we can get this one done. Still struggling to get that tree cut.
That header width, is it? See, yeah, the jaws aren't going around the tree. I think it's header width. I think they're too big for that. I think they're too big for that header, Args. Those ones on the outside are definitely bigger trees than the ones
Larger
inside
trees,
here.
yeah.
I mean, you have to be pretty accurate with that anyway. Oh, this is not ideal.
Very anticlimactic for the very
Hey,
final
there we
match. There we go.
So it is. It's definitely because he's gone higher up there.
Hmm.
So it is with the trees here. So that's a call on the implement.
Yes, the tool that he's used.
That's not gone.
We've
That's
talked
not
about
gone
that
to
before
plan.
because I think the Rottney one has the biggest cutting unit available. So
Yeah. What a shame though. That is a shame.
Trees are,
3 minutes down.
It is a
and he's
shame.
Just cut his first tree down.
yeah, modern logging's got 3, 4, 5 trees cut down on the side. I think he's going to struggle on any of these trees because they're all the same type of tree.
Yeah. And he's realised that, so he's going a little bit higher up the trunk.
Yeah, the Rottney one definitely is the best, I think. Bruce, and we don't see it used much. It's surprising. Definitely if I was choosing
we don't, do we?
I'd go for. No.
They say something about the arm not being as manoeuvrable.
I'm sure that's what. I'm sure I've heard someone tell me that it's all about the manipulation and how the arm works. See, the problem is the tree's trying to cut down now is slightly taller. It's not quite the tallest type, but the big heights just...
Yeah.
Are never going to work. No, he's managed to get it. There we go.
Leroy, good evening, sir. Thank you for the £5 super chat. That is much appreciated, my friend.
There we go. 4 minutes in, and he's got 3 trees cut down. Logan's moved over and jumped on his grapple. He's got his truck positioned, which he did right at the start. He's going to go and start loading up.
Yeah, this is the problem. Modern logging is a wizard when it comes to loading, so he'll just take his time here with 5 minutes still on the clock. And a relatively short distance, this one, to the sell point, although the hill is steep, isn't it, Args?
That's right. Now, if I was Samu, I would legitimately just go and start loading what he's got cut, because he could put some pressure on modern logging by, say, loading up every log he's got and driving off early. Yep. And modern logging might go, well, actually, I need to follow that. I don't have time to hang around. Or...
Yeah, definitely.
Bring those mind games into play a little bit.
Samu's going back in for another tree. Oh, no, he's not. He's just moving his thing out of the way.
He's well and truly clear.
Yeah, there we go.
Changed his mind. He went and got the truck first.
5
he got all the way to the excavator, the grapple, and then chose to go and grab the truck. Now this is the uphill. They need to head straight up the hill. We saw someone head the wrong direction in the last round down here. They have also learnt from that. Samu's not going to try and use the crane on the back of the truck, is he? He is. He's deciding to use the crane on the back of the truck.
Interesting.
Unfold.
For speed.
He's tried this before. It didn't quite work from last round.
I think the challenge with this is you can only really load maybe 1 or 2.
See how he goes, particularly these bigger loads, bigger logs.
Oh, it's a good start though. He's got his first one on.
Yep. Looking over in the background, modern logging's got a very good load of logs already on the front of his truck. Still plenty of time though, 4 minutes to go.
There is. I'm going to find a decent angle here so we can see both of them working.
Pretty nice effort there from Samu. Just break that one down a little bit. Here we go.
So yeah,
a little fine controls.
It's nice, isn't it? Maybe that's it with this. It's the fine controls to be able to, and being able to move the truck whilst you're in the grab is nice as well.
Yeah, it is interesting to see he's already disconnected the trailer, so maybe he's just decided I'm just taking the truckload up.
Yeah, he knows he's not got enough time to fill the truck. Dylan Crumlish, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Good evening, Olaf. Good to see you too, mate. Oh, there we go. Coming up to 3 minutes left. Samu's going to have to really make a judgment call here. It must be quite soul-destroying when you look across and you see modern logging stack, knowing all the challenges that you've had.
Modern logging's taken the time to pull a couple of logs out that are underneath his truck too. Just kind of stacking them up nice and neatly. It's poetry, really, watching the way he can manipulate this device, piece of equipment. Four logs in one. He took the time to get those into a pretty good position.
I have to say, I'm really
throwing them in the back of the train.
Really impressed with the way Samu's handling this lift on the back of this truck, though. It's not his first time doing this. No way.
Alright, 2 minutes. Just coming up on 2 minutes. I think we'll see. I don't think Modern Logging is going to worry about cutting any more down. Surely he is going to be in a position where he says that's it. The last 1 or 2 logs off the ground. See what he's going to do here. Yeah, he's took the time to twist out of the way, lower his grapple, park everything up nice and neatly, and he's strapping down and off.
We're 1:30 on the clock still. I mean, all credit to Samu. He's managed to load a pretty decent, neat and tidy load of logs here with a really, to all intents and purposes, a 3-minute penalty at the start. So even to get to this point is very good. And I suppose the only benefit is that he's it's only a 1v1 match here, so he's going to score second place points regardless, which is just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. He's going to head out now. Get those legs folded in, Samu. They get caught yet. Now he's got a faster truck, I think.
Seconds. Lighter load probably too.
Yeah.
Modern Logging is just coming into the turn, the last turn before he heads into the finish line. Taking it nice and easy. He's probably feeling pretty confident right about now.
Yeah, that's a good round for Modern Logging for sure, and a substantial load.
That's a fantastic looking load. Everything about it was neat and tidy load. Yeah. Well organised.
Everything went to plan on that one, didn't it?
To finish things off.
And here comes Samu. I actually think he's gonna...
He's motoring up there.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's almost going to sneak in within the time limit. He's going to be nothing more than a second or two off, so fair play to him. He's timed that. He's timed that very well.
Well, there we go. 3.9 seconds over.
Well done, Samu.
Alright, Modern Logging has sold his load there. We'll get Samu in and do his. Bring it all to. I got to admit, got to say, and fair play to all of the players. No one's ever complained when there's been a little issue. There's no chat or anything like that in Discord or in chat or anything like that. Everyone just takes it on the chin, realises it is what it is. It's a bit of fun. So
that's right, and I'm sure it is very frustrating for some folks, but they say. But
I think everyone's been much the same. I think this is a winner, having a ramp off the off the end where they can just go and
we know where these trailers are going.
Frustration. Yeah.
So there we go, last round done. So let the boys leave the server. Hamish just putting the results in the chat here, so we'll run those by you any second now.
Alright, that's an impressive load. So Modern Logging coming through with 30 seconds left on the timer, $21,723 sold. And as no surprises, he did come out winner, but Samu ended up getting $11,318 on his trailer. $390 penalty for just under $11,000 in at the end. So pretty impressive, really.
Yep. No, I think with all the challenges at the start, for Samu to come home with that, very, very good indeed. Very good indeed.
Just skimming through some of the other results. 11,000, or his 10,927 would have had him there or thereabouts with some of the other solo matches tonight. So
that's
just came up against a pretty formidable opponent in Modern Logging.
That's right. Yeah, the second, not the last round, but the round before that, he would have won it actually. So yeah, well played, Samu. Well played indeed.
Very good. All right.
Right, there we go.
That's I mean, even with the delays at the start, with the second match and everything like that, that's gone pretty smooth. 8 matches in 2.5 hours.
Yep.
Not going to complain too much.
Big shout out to Hamish and Mark for the help, as always.
Mm-hmm.
Beavering away
thumbs up to
diligently
those
in the
guys.
background. Yep.
Yep. And to all the players who've made it along tonight, thank you all for joining. Thank you all for making it go as well as it has as well. It's a testament to you guys of carrying on involvement with it. It's been going for a wee while now with the logging league. So,
yep. I appreciate all the support.
Involved.
All the people watching as well, coming along to watch on your Saturday nights or Saturday days or mornings or Sunday mornings Thank you all. We do appreciate your time.
Pleasure.
You know, we could be doing a load of other stuff, but you take the time out to come and watch us, so we appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, pleasure. Pleasure. Thank you to you too, mate.
Yeah, likewise, Args. Always nice to chat.
So keep an eye out our final round, which will be around 4 before the finals. Must be coming up the last weekend of May, so keep an eye out for that. Let's just find the actual date. Can't find my events tab because that one's in the way. So round 4, Sunday, May the 26th, or Saturday, May the 25th, depending on where you are. So keep an eye out for that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay.
All
done and dusted. And goodbye to
Holmakra.
Holmakra.
Yes, Holmakra. Very appropriate. Very appropriate. Right. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you again soon.
All the best, Args. Take care. See you soon, mate.
We'll catch you soon. All right. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye for now.